Yo, what did YouTube? It's your boy Master. I'm back with another stream, and today I'm gonna be watching the FNCS. Hopefully, we'll have an amazing time. And yeah, just chill. Yeah. So yeah, let's just get into it. Who do we start off with first? Let's start off with Fortnite. I was literally playing Fortnite just before this, and why is it muted?
Number 3. Now, of course, we got to talk about how we got here. So, Reese, why don't you take it away?
Well, we are currently in qualifier 3, as we have already mentioned. Now we're also in round 4, so
Trio customs.
the bottom, as you can see there, there's been 3 other rounds that these players have gone through. So we're currently looking at the top 33 teams that came through round 3.
So
the teams you're watching today are the best teams on the day. The teams who've made it through into this final round.
Never mind. One sec.
Finals. So
be right back,
the leaderboards, who is in that top 10, and keep a track along the top 6 games today. From that semi-finals, they'll move on to the finals, and that's where all of that prizing is. And obviously, they'll be crowned the Axe of Champions for the teams who get that first place slot.
It's been a grueling 3 weeks of qualifiers, like Reece said, right? We are here in round 4, and with round 4 comes a different point format. As you can see in the bottom right-hand side, differences are in elimination points, right? 2 points per elimination. The biggest aspect of the new point format, I think, when it comes to the change is the fact that from 4th to 17th, you get 1 point per placement, whereas once you hit that top 3, you get an extra 6, and then +5 and +5 for second and first. Guys, you will see a lot of teams really trying to push to get that top 3 because it is so rewarding.
That's right. And of course, when we're talking about rewards, we got to take a look at our prize pools. This is for the finals, a massive amount of prize money on the line. And of course, the Axe of Champions, a trophy for whichever trio walks away that #1 trio. They'll have this pickaxe so they can, anytime anyone sees it, they'll know, hey, that is an FNCS champion. Time to steer clear. But prize money is not the only thing that's astronomical. Guys, Agent Jonesy's search to find the best hunters took a dark and stormy stop to LV426. Now, there's good news and there's bad news. Bad news first, surprising no one, a Xenomorph was able to sneak back with Jonesy. This menacing adversary comes equipped with both the Xenomorph tail back bling and Xeno Menace built-in emote. Good news, Jonesy's trip has delivered one of the greatest action heroes, Ripley.
Okay, I'm back.
In addition to having
Bruh, they're literally doing an ad.
Variant, you'll warrant attention with the way
One
that
sec.
Tiny Cat Carrier
Yo,
complete with
I'm
Jonesy
back.
the Cat. Before it's game over, man,
Yo,
you
sorry.
can also get the space
Okay, I'm watching
gear
a Fortnite
bundle. This
stream,
team
right?
bundle includes the
They're literally doing a
P500
big
power
ass
loader arm
ad.
pickaxe, the Cheyenne's drop glider, and a new emote that's bursting.
I like the
scene.
back bling, I
So
like
head
the
on over
cat.
to the item shop before
Skin shit
they
though.
disappear.
Zeke,
Well,
you are out of this one.
yeah, not the shittest, but shit.
Just gotta say it.
Thank you, Reese. That's enough stargazing. Let's turn our attention back to the
Stargazing
FNCS.
at an alien. Okay,
We gotta
boys.
take a look at all these other regions that have already
We see
wrapped
what
up. Just remember, we have 7
Zeke
total
likes.
regions that are competing here in the FNCS. We have some regions that
So,
have
so if you're an alien,
standings. We kind of have to use that as a
What?
metric to see what the results were from last week, how they compare to this week,
Clicks,
and perhaps how we will
do you
be
think I
here.
watched clicks?
Yeah, so
Exactly.
first place on the Asian region, we had Rio,
Exactly.
Rui, and Teddy in that first place slot,
Yes.
but somehow no victory royale.
I used
How
to
is
watch
that?
it.
And that's really just because of their consistent playstyle, which we've been seeing over and over again. On
I
EU,
don't
in
care.
qualifier
I
one,
don't
we did
care.
see the high
And
ground
we
team
just start
take that first place
watching.
slot, but in pretty much the majority of other weeks and regions, we've been seeing these kind of mid to low ground teams be the most consistent and take that first place.
Scrims, nope.
Sinner there that was in
He's literally just free building. Come the fuck on. When does it start?
being able to slot your way into that top 10 is going to be key.
Wait one sec. I'm gonna. Yeah. Should be better. Hello? Epic. Fortnite? Your stream is crashing. Fortnite?
Already here with Cripper, Riz, and VPN. We had kind of more consistent, but they did manage to pick up that one victory round, taking hype when it really mattered.
Right,
But
Twitch is
other
literally
games, just
breaking.
being really consistent on their placement and
Chap
their
live.
combinations as well. They have an average elimination on the game placement, which was exactly the same, both being 6.67. So interesting that they managed to do that. I've never seen one balance out like that.
Yeah, shout out to Zure and Darlin, right, who are playing.
I don't think anybody is streaming except for Fortnite.
Obviously, these guys last season, you know, they made it to the FNCS Grand Finals playing with repost.
Bruh, no one gives a fuck. Can we just start?
To get another opportunity to, you know, sort of redeem themselves in that.
Everybody good in Oceania already qualified.
Like we said earlier, last chance for people to qualify. Hopefully, some of the EU teams will be able to see this and use this as motivation to try to push their way into those top 10.
That's right. There's other teams, right, that are looking to flex, right? They're looking to say, look, we believe we have enough series points, so right now it's a fantastic time to come in.
But it's always the starts of Fortnite like broadcast. It literally takes like 7 minutes.
We want to translate that into the semifinals next week. We want to make sure that all these other trios that are watching us, they're thinking this is a trio that needs to be thought about, right? They have to be this trio that we're always keeping an eye on, or they will be moving on to finals. Now, guys,
damn, that's a good beanie though.
Do we think be coming out in that #1 spot this week in the EU finals, EU qualifier round 3, excuse me? Because remember, we do have the top 10 trios that will be moving on, but these guys, they made some predictions. So, Levin,
okay, wait, let's see the predictions.
Winningest today.
Well, as you can see here on the screen, I've gone over Mr. Savage Taste and I drop, and I think it's no surprise. I'm a huge fan of these guys. I think 11
wins.
In the world, regardless of region.
Flick and Us, Thomas don't really do good in the other 2 weeks, but I know they didn't try their hardest. Shayo, yeah, nah.
All the big tricks, right?
There's like, if Wolfies is your IGL, you have a problem. He is a good IGL, but not as like. And this one, yeah, I kind of agree. They won the first like semis. But if I would see who will win, maybe 11s. So I think it's gonna be Savage Taste and Minecraft.
I think they're going to step up even more and take that first place as well.
So my prediction is Savage Taste. Okay, wait, if my prediction would be I would see either this or Vel. They have qualified for finals every single time.
Newly formed trio, it means they don't have much series points, and so in order for them to actually make it to that next stage, right, make it to the semi-finals, they will have to have a huge day today.
Yeah, you know, same with Wolfies and Lechies, 2 controller players, 2 teams who are extremely good fighters, and same with ADN, Hardfine, and Astro, which are Sancho's.
By the way, Chet, if you're not sub, try it.
Extremely elimination
it won't disappoint.
Yesterday, we saw in round 3, ADN, Hardfine, and Astro pick up 3 games which had 20 eliminations or more. So maybe be able to do the same today.
I think Astro can win this.
Yeah, these guys are, you know, a really strong trio.
But they haven't like. This trio out's barely played. Probably like a weekend, that's it.
Going to Slurpee Swamps, which is somewhere that Astros is incredibly familiar with, right? He got the FNCS Grand Finals last season, landing with Slurpee, and so shout out to those guys. Shout out to RK, right, the hype man, the guy behind the scenes motivating those guys. I'm really sure.
Wait, one question. Did
made a great pick there.
Okay, alright, so now we had like,
what is his name? Did Andrada qualify? Did Andrada qualify for Heats? I don't remember.
Well, I think there's lots of places
I think he did.
to keep eyes on.
I think last week
a lot of interesting storylines a lot around the map. I think Reese has gone with a great pick, right? Thomas and Flick, they're going to be looking to get some higher seed and maybe get into a heat with some of their rivals.
Okay, let's see if Jarian can win, even though he's on NA.
I'm paying attention though to Sweaty's fans a lot, right? I think looking at MCS Jeff, right, his trio, they're going to be contesting with Lechi, Wolfies, and Sabid. And so
at 11 2K. Yeah, this man definitely plays NBA 2K.
Sweaty for a long time, and of Spawn, a lot of the time it comes down to experience, and they've been landing there for seasons and seasons on end. Whereas the opponents, right, Lechi's team, they've not really been landing there for that long, so it could be an interesting battle there.
Yeah, you know, on top of that,
he sounds like he's a Laker fan. Respect.
Actually fought me in arena and clipped me so hard that he followed me on Twitter. So I have a personal bet in that fight. I'm definitely going to be keeping my eyes on, but I'm also going to be keeping a watch down in kind of the Canny Corner area. Because
my man has a Fortnite t-shirt.
These guys have had a kind of bit of a rough first 2 qualifiers, and they need a big top 10 today. So it's going to be interesting to see.
It looks good.
Wouldn't be the first time someone's clipped you up.
No, not at all. Not you, though, not you.
Why didn't you?
Listen,
Okay,
guys, listen, you know,
I hate one thing about like Fortnite casting one. Noah, like it's illegal for them to curse, and I know they curse off screen.
Need to make this qualifier round,
I know they
and
do.
there's other trios that are like maybe looking to practice more. What do you guys think the shift in mindset is for example, these trios that just formed for this qualifier round? They're like, look, this is our last opportunity. If we don't make it here, we don't get to compete. We don't even get to, you know, because you could go all the way to semifinals and hope to maybe make the reboot round and use that to get in finals. There's so much strategy that goes into this. So, what kind of mindset do you guys think these trios are having?
Wait, did Quinton qualify?
Must have a positive mindset and on top of that be confident in their playstyle and their abilities. If you kind of get that negative mindset in, you know, you're probably going to go downhill in the future games. You know, that's just kind of what happens. As soon as things start to turn in your brain, you kind of just see that in the gameplay as well. And with the current format, if you pick up a Victory Royale with a couple of eliminations, you can move hugely up the leaderboards as well. So all you really need is to keep that positive mental attitude, keep the confidence up high, and just make sure you play for that good game and kind of be consistent on a few more, and you can make that top 10 and hit that qualification slot.
Yeah, I think it's about rising up to the occasion, right? Because in theory, you'd think, hey, look, it's the third round of qualifiers. A lot of the better teams have qualified through already, so we don't have to worry about them. If that's what you thought, you're in for a surprise, because we have a lot.
Bruh, Quinton got 36
today, right? So I think as long as you have a plan where you have an idea of, hey, look, we can get storm surge tags in this area, right? We rotate here on these zones. I think as long as you have a plan, you stick to it, you probably find some success. But definitely, like you said, a big day for some of these trios who, they don't have serious points to rely on, right? They have to have a top 10 finish or it's over.
That's right. This is kind of the story we're going to be weaving around, right, for especially this final opportunity. Because some trios, they have made it.
Right, this is taking forever. Like, it's been 12 minutes.
But it's not quite that easy, right, Reese Levin? Sometimes you might think you have enough serious points. You might think you've done enough. But as you like to talk about, Reese, consistency is that key factor. And if you're not coming back every week,
wait, who's
hitting these
watching?
placements, hitting...
You may. Which guys? Okay, I'm down to watch the Fortnite stream.
They are confident in their own mind that they've made it to that semi-final stage.
Well,
Yeah, most definitely. I think.
please start.
I'm expecting some.
They are.
Is he streaming? Yeah, he is. Oh wait, yeah, I'm watching these boys. Hey Val, come on, win this shit. Not enough one though.
Jeg skyter. Jeg får namnsvøy.
Yeah, this man definitely 12.
Vi får evig gaskas. Nice.
They're definitely gonna be chilling. They're gonna alpha this team. No way they don't place top
Og blå
10.
takk.
And I know they're gonna try this round.
Nice. Ja, en gaskan.
Okay.
Jeg får bare skyte. Jeg tok gaskas nå.
Wait, he got knocked?
Jeg tror jeg kommer til å pushe nå. Jeg hørte den, han var litt nærmere meg. Jeg kommer.
Bruh, I cringe so much at hearing his voice, I swear. How old is crazy, I
Ja,
swear.
jeg prøver.
I did 7. Okay, so Astro's team got a kill.
Pushe.
That's
Han ligger oppe på
Ellis.
dere.
Nice, got the res off.
Ja. Men vi er gaskan. Så lenge vi har height, så er det fint.
Bruh, is like, I swear, Norwegian is kinda similar to English.
Har dere noe skyte meg også?
Kinda. Not a lot, kinda.
Jeg tror gaskas. Jeg kommer.
Or maybe it's because it's just Fortnite language. It's literally like everybody says it.
Jeg må maks. Jeg 30-05. Ja, men er det til som holder du? Eller ser det?
Why is he wearing that skin though? It's a wade.
Ja, jeg holder deg, men da kommer jeg gi meg. Ja, men det kan være en slik opp. Har du kontakt så skilt? Nice. De bare sniper meg. Vi bare pusher sånn.
Hey, what's up, stars? How you doing? How's your day?
Så hvis vi får høyt, så vinner vi.
93 people. Only 7 died in like probably 2 minutes.
Klar.
Ooh, okay, that's nice.
Klarer vi å gjøre på det?
At least one of your members has to carry a sniper.
Vi får gå og gjøre på det. Det kan være noen beiner bak oss, bare. Eller gå fra poeng. Begynner å bli god.
Oh shit, I need to do Fortnite track on
Jepp, så bare vær forsiktig, og ingen poeng for oss bak. Nå. Det kan være beiler. Eller så er det bra. Men det er en rampe opp til vest. Det er den som er litt gøy. Kan man ha rakette på deg? Den er bra. Jeg tror det. Ja, du kan ha det svamp da. Ja. Okay. Det kan være det i hvert oss.
Bro, what is my man's movement do? Is it correct? BRB? Okay.
Pass på så det ikke beiter. Geir, vi splitter. Vette, kan du holde litt her?
I wish they speak English. Wait, is Astro streaming? Nope, you're not.
Jeg kan minus.
Nah, he's definitely not streaming. Fuck. He probably try harder.
Du tagger de
2-minute delay.
Takk for nice. Skal jeg lute det her oppe så alt, eller? Det er for risky. Ok. Jeg går fra på meg. Jeg fikk 3 minus. Jepp.
Det er en skyting, altså. Vi skal griefe oss, men man skal være sikre.
Ja.
Hvorfor vil du ikke fighte som de kaller det?
Jeg stemmer meg ikke egentlig, men...
Ja, han har fått så bra, men det er ikke kult. Kan vi gå bakke?
Ja, jeg bare tar kulen. Jeg tar metall. Vi kan sikkert få en metallkette. Vi kan sikkert gå opp i med de kette, da.
Vi må
Bare
få noe her.
så går vi tenkt. Ja.
For noe til oss er det tekst.
Ja, det var ikke.
Virkelig lett å tekst.
Det er faktisk det er dit. Skal gå opp flere, han har rett han er nede.
Kan jeg beame?
Jeg tror det, han er, jeg tenker 100.
Er det keycode?
Han går langt, ja, jeg tror det, til noe i hvert fall. Du sier ikke vi kanskje begynner
Pass på at teamet ikke er bak deg, Chris.
Du sier ikke vi kanskje begynner
Han går mot meg, jeg beamer.
Ja, kom med meg.
30?
Nice.
Jeg ser ikke teamet, så vi kan jumpe.
Jo,
Jo.
de burde bare stikke oss.
If only he had a sniper.
30 på.
Wait, did he just say 30 bomb?
Så hardt, vi kanskje går for.
Ja. Alle er nede igjen.
That's definitely not a 30 bomb, that's a
Yeah,
33.
Vi bailer.
Ok, jeg kommer. Vi fikk gode attacks.
Det kommer noe bak oss, da.
Jepp, det er bra.
Vi må kunne spille med. Så kommer ikke mot oss.
Jepp, men de kommer til å tagge oss litt. Ah, 0 metall.
Nei, det er 4.
Jeg 2 shot.
Er det?
Så vi kan sikkert
Jipp. Jeg vet ikke, det er greit.
Jeg tror det var det. Men jeg fikk godt mye der borte.
De gikk sikkert rundt på akkurat bare rundt.
Så du de andre skillsa?
Så snikt kan vi kjøpe på se. Hvilket skin var det? Pokken Katti. Vi kan ta. Og det er det altså.
Ja, men det var, jeg tror det var en annen.
Hva heter det Katti? Eller var ikke det vi droppet?
Dropper.
kunne droppe så
Ja, dropper.
Vi kan tagge det.
det er goblet her. Holy shit. Jeg kjenner shotgun bare.
Jeg har matt en gun tech opp.
Brother as
Kan vi tagge det
zone.
samtidig?
Jeg vet ikke. Hvor marker den her da?
Bro, why am I? Okay, this man is a pro player, right?
Roterer nå.
But he has friend requests.
Jeg må ha
Like, bruh.
Jeg har 2 medkits.
I mean, you're a pro player. You're gonna get friend requests spammed.
De roterer der borte.
Da får folk rett her. Det er langt til sonen, den ligger her inne.
Hey, what's up, George? How you doing?
Gjennom bilsen.
Hvor er det folk?
De kjører bil til toppen her.
Jeg må få fra meg metalling, da. Fuck.
Ja, vi må det.
Jeg må være shotgun.
Sånn er sekunder.
Jeg hørte shotgun og shot.
Det var med en gang instant opp.
Jeg mener, jeg har 2 medkits. Det var ikke godt for oss.
Kan gjøre det. Da ligger...
How's there still 87
Bare
people?
vær
Bro?
ikke.
Da ligger blast opp
This
den
shit's
venstre
wild.
i etasjen oppe.
Knows.
Fant en tech her, så jeg ikke går lenger.
Ja. Det var en tech da.
Fuck. Så altså,
Yo, chat, thoughts on the new
jeg har
pull-up
tatt det som
emotes?
minus.
My opinion, second best emote. Maybe the best emote of all time. Definitely better than the other
Jeg
TikTok
bare tar på
ones.
alt da. Etter å gjemme. Jeg fikk alle på minus.
I would say the best song emotes is probably pull-up, Rolly, and Last Forever.
Så jeg tar ikke bare.
Alice gets
Ja, jeg
old,
har på 60.
I think.
Kan du helt snakke ut?
It's a good one.
Folk rett her.
Jeg kan ha på...
Renegade, fuck that.
Vi kan tagge det i bilen.
I say all the songs are good, but not as good as those 3.
De ser rundt forbi oss.
Droppet.
Little Shield, bruh, this man definitely controller. They just beamed them.
Nå er ikke vi så dårlig.
Their whole team got beamed.
Jeg må på medkits.
Ta på auto de Flanges. Jeg må gjøre det.
Vi railroad til lenger ennå.
Ja, vi kommer den blikken av metallene.
Metaller.
Bare kjøkkenting.
Jeg kan få max brick bak nedi med vatten her da. Nei, jeg gjorde det.
Good luck,
Jeg kan få
FNCS.
bruk.
Oh, I'm not playing them. It's just like, I'm just watching. I'm just chilling.
Bare ta på auto de
Jeg gjør det nå.
Egentlig så burde du kanskje se litt på tags.
Jeg har pistol.
Ja, altså jeg kan se. Nei, jeg har 5-5 igjen.
Ja.
Sier det bare i stedet for damene.
Jeg må rette det tekst uansett.
Jo.
Ja. Vi må bare få alt vi kan.
Vi kommer til å få verdens verste zone her.
Har vi bouncers?
Ja, det.
Oh, this guy's dumb.
5-5-1 fra dere.
3-2.
452. Nei, 3.
Vi dropper masse ned da. Resurs.
Vi må matte.
Ja. Jeg har ikke så posisjon bra. Har vi dobbelt pull?
Nei.
Hva var det som...
Yeah, thanks.
Yep, acceptable.
Oh my god.
Bruh. Oh, that's how he sounds.
Här borta.
Just a second. Can you minutes?
Ja.
Nice.
Det var en sex.
Yeah.
I don't know why this man has his like volume higher than his gameplay.
Yeah, I can
It's
feel
a
it.
hide.
I would do the opposite.
Här på.
Bro, hold that.
Har du märkt det, Maja?
Gotta chill, booms.
Jag sitter bara på fan taggar någonstans.
Ja, ser.
Tagga nog snart.
But you're dropping contested retail. Retail, a goated spot. Literally a goated spot. Top 30 spot in the game. Well,
Yep.
as of maybe top 5 because.
Här blir Vima.
Alright, they're dead. They're dead. No, please now. Yeah, they're dead. They need to push.
I'm gonna go bro.
Yep, Arsenal. Här var
Oh,
bandage.
you're literally gonna die because of Surge.
Ja, bandage.
He's dead.
Kan du droppa noen heals?
Här.
Jag fick 40 tagg, men jag fick 3 höjdarna. Sjukt att inte sitta och locka.
Jo, de-
Oh, bro, they just survived. Oh no, he died. Oh, no. Fuck. I won't really understand
Ikke lage lyd.
Romania. Oh, okay.
Ja, det kan vi håpe.
Jättefult att bara sitta och locka.
Yeah, don't worry. I don't understand what they're saying either. They're speaking Norwegian.
Ja, vi må...
Hade från 150.
Tog det stycken.
Ja, okej, man.
What happened? They're so effed.
Vi må rotera då.
They have like no surge as well, so they're gonna plus no shield. They get tagged once they're getting focused. That's the thing.
Det är folk norr. Jag tror vi må bygga. Ja. Han baserar på oss.
Ta full bygg, vi kan ikke bli en gang.
I love that they did like over a
Ja, jeg vet da.
yeah, he's dead. I love that they did like over 100 damage, or like maybe more, and they literally got like, and they're below surge. Like what? He's dead. Yeah, they're dead. GG mates. Was good while it lasted. Oh. FGG.
I'm checking.
Bra.
Det var faktiskt min första. That's boring.
GG. They're upstream,
Now,
but
rural fields. All these fields kind of have their game plan set. Doesn't look there's so many box dives or fights happening right now. Diablo might have
I'm looking at you. Oh,
Who's fucking
sorry.
Baron down
Okay,
below?
okay.
Waffler up top as well. These guys were so close to coming in top 10 for round 3. Hopefully the performance today can be better and they'll roll right in. 2 elims so far for this trio.
Just to point out here, the EU is the only region without a game won by a contested team. So that would means if your drop spot, if there's another trio there or multiple trios there, just shows you how difficult it can be to win the victory out.
As these guys move
Yeah,
on,
because
you see that
because
solo
our
lock in a little bit
region
past
is going.
Lazy Lady
Yeah,
as well. We
GG's.
know the kings of the Haven right now, the guys who have the best spot up top, all one of those 6 trios to watch coming in today. Gonna be looking at, I think it was Dan over to the left side, but
What the fuck?
there, Dan Enzino and Shay. They had kind of an aggressive spot to move right
Oh,
in.
shit, I need to. One sec, chat. Right
Round
back.
3, the trio that we were talking about beforehand, it was Madeline Puros who had one of those top spots. They're probably the ones shooting down on Wallflower and everyone over here. The zone continues to pull towards Hunter's Haven over and over again. Talked about teams that have early height. They usually end up taking these earlier games.
Yeah, and what's going to be so interesting here is this in-game is going to be surrounded by Hunter's Haven, and throughout the entire FNCS in terms of multiple past histories, you know, the Sentinel Graveyard, we all know what still looms is multiple mountain vantage points. So there's going to be multiple people kind of placing their investments into these mountain ranges, and if they get one correct, like Nikoff and Alpha and Blaster sitting off that top right, they're going to have a very strong advantage to walk with the Victory Royale. But down goes Ewan there, Aiken going down into the backside to the back of Storm. The Playwell boys being pressured into the backside as well. This is what happens at the cost of early rotation, as Airwalks and Etsy and Vatos now are the new front trio that people are getting focused on. As Zestin and Scout, who we did see battle into the heart of Lazy Lake, now had a really decent advantage here, but they have a lot of work to. But look at it. Late rotations cost you HP and cost you a lot of opportunities to survive, and you will soon get converted and you will soon get lobby focused as DKS gets the mighty might of those beams, and down goes DKS in a moment. Yes, Blackie gets converted as well. A full trio eliminated right there on that rotation. That battle they trying to hold down into Lazy Lake definitely did cost them there.
All they had to do is just move over one city, and they would have been fine.
That's how
farming, making sure you're going for loot, more trios coming in and out. It's so difficult to get out of your little box. I understand.
Okay, I'm back. Do you know Z Andy? No, I don't.
Little Family Night movie you watch, the kings end up becoming the paupers, and then they have to regain their height. And, you know,
okay, Nos, Flick, and Thomas.
Now to rotate fast, and there they are, lowest Mago, Imperials all the way up top.
I was gonna say this is showing you that slimy warrior could even to the right, the corner type action, and this move this all is.
Here's my glitch.
They'll be inside the frame with every other cheers while we're talking about Zestin moving in.
Robot.
They're moving in aggressively.
Where?
Peaceful times on this road.
What the fuck is this?
Like Thomas did. Alex Walford from the backside as well, looking for big shots, but they get clapped back immediately and wrapped up too. That was trying to be picked up. That might have been a mistake, Walford. And now from all four sides, plus from high ground, beams are coming right through. And they're going to brute force it. Flick actually gets reversal back for as well.
House Flick.
Huge shot. That's not fully taken out.
They need to.
Walford will have to be the key to this combination.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Okay. I need to, stream. Okay, so. Okay, check.
Here comes the big beat from height 2. It's just wood builds.
Man, solo.
It's just 2 walls. There's nothing he can do. He gets wrapped up.
He's the best in Romania. Is from the wave. Oh, okay.
It's just up to Thomas.
I only know like 3 people in wave or some shit. Like I know one more, but I don't know his name exactly.
Oh my goodness, the spot they have, and the zone pulls towards that as well. Okay, not that lucky. So
back zone. Lol, get good kid.
Let's see what ends up happening.
Tayson died. See if Wolfie's she's still alive. Bruh, from this side, it doesn't look like there's a lot of teams, but there is. That's the thing.
Leshy Wolfies and Saber are on low grounds, all the way down below.
Well, Vel literally got fucked by Surge.
Looking exactly where they need to go. We'll see Sancho roll back in just a little minute, but it'll be just me showing you guys exactly how
wait, no, I think Tayson is still alive. Maybe he didn't, he got knocked. I think he only got knocked.
Pirozolo and Magel, these guys are rolling in a little bit from the high ground side.
Show us Savage. Or a Savage knocked, that's the question.
They'll be healing up for the moment. Zone will be locking in here in the 5th zone. Lots of trios are somewhat lower on this mountain. There's a huge hill to climb as well. Pixie finds one up to Relvis in the feed. 50 players now alive for Storm Surge.
Really? Yeah, they're alive. Savage too. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so he only got knocked.
I see Astro alive in this feed as well.
I thought he got ilmed.
Thomas has picked up a Nos. These guys somehow made it past one of the toughest roadblocks in the game.
And what is it?
Half surge points. 7 elims.
Bruh.
Looks like Thomas has one of those exclusive mountain climbing backpacks today. A revive and big shots. This will be the hardest zone so far. They're making sure they have everything fueled up for the ride. AD and Astro on the left there with Hardfind. On the
Where? What the fuck? Epic. Where?
right side we have Granjo as well. Believe we have Sancho back.
Oh yeah, they're there.
Yeah, for a moment there, I was
MB bench 11 times. No way. 11 times in what? Was it creative or was it in tournaments?
What a great look at all the chaos that's happening here on this rotation. Here on the backside, though, Savage and iDrop are in trouble. But the story is we're going to keep on to with Stasio, Baptist, and Cynics, who are able to bounce over and reclaim height on the front side. And they are armed with that dangerous RPG. RPGs being sent out, being down below. No tags with the
Bruh, if these people are going, if they're going to, how's it called?
They're just going to be a big nuisance at everybody, and they're going to
Hydro, they're effed. Banshee's going there, and he's already qualified.
Everybody's rotation.
Oh, in tournaments? Okay.
Exactly how long to get to last, because on EU, once that 7th or 8th zone rolls by, there are
This looks so, like that replay is so clean.
Everyone stopped. They don't want to dip their feet into the water just yet. They're trying to hold out, but the zone's like, no, we're pushing way past. And going straight to what looks like the dam. Yes, we might see people go absolutely overboard on
Damn.
this game zone ride. A bunch of people bouncing all ready to get off of height. Stormster's kicking down.
Bruh, 200 IQ plan. Bouncer down, cover everything when people need to go down. But I hope somebody does like a tournament okay.
Second from height, it is a very strong trio of
I hope somebody like I hope somebody uses the zipline and does a clutch play. But it will probably not happen.
It's all water, so it's going to be one layer above. And as you can see, so many builds are going to be used here. And now we're going to meet this kind of impasse here. Slio, as the dam now is going to be protecting everyone from the high ground.
Let's see which way we go. 4 seconds to see if everyone has to throw.
Oh no.
Their bodies over the dam? Almost. No, not just yet. They have to actually ride the bridge the whole time.
Oh my.
And there is no way to escape down below. You cannot drop or have your floors taken out. Esty, Airwalks, and Vato are playing with fire. As is Disperso going right over no man's land. Someone just dropped. Someone dropped all the way down low.
That's not good. That's not good because the story is not going that way. You got to expend so much. There's no launch pad. There's no crash pad. There's nada. No shockwaves to get you out of that pit. So Kaspersky now without Flixie as Zini, they're going to have to work as a duo. But
who says that?
This rotate right now, and down goes Airwalks. Because I was about to say they're running right into it, but look at height right now. They're still holding out, but look at down below.
Yeah, thank you for the subtitle. So I appreciate it. Come on.
Not much they can do, but
they're winning this game.
The pressure from height would just be too much.
Somehow a Nos survived all the way towards that top 5 as well and got some eliminations all the way towards the end. Karma is chopped all the way down low. Stasio still has rockets to shoot down.
GG.
He makes it up to breathe, but he is blocked out. What an excellent, dominant game from height with 10 eliminations.
Yo, I gotta say, even though they fell down, they came in second place, and that's huge. Those placement points are going to be a big factor going forward. But yeah, hype there was huge, and the dam created so much chaos, Shio.
What a crazy zone, and
tournament
to
shit.
stay low key to come in second, but how the leaderboard looks, all the plays might have missed and lost in the crazy action. Zeke, Reese, and Levin are there to break it down for us.
And I'm trying
Thanks
to get
so much, friends.
Yeah,
what
thanks.
An interesting way to start EU here in qualifier
Yep,
3.
of course,
Hydra
first
16
Airlock
NK.
second.
I don't know
Flipanos
if any
Thomas
other players
third.
kind of were
Okay.
anticipating that because, Levin, just the way these guys are rotating, people are falling off Hydra 16, people are dropping way too low. There was
The
a lot of
predictions.
chaos here.
No.
Yeah,
0 points.
I'm all for
Where there's so many teams with 0.
Figure out new things, learn new myself. I don't know.
Literally 10 teams with 0.
Look at the map.
Look at the map.
Genuinely, like,
1 minute Well, Mincha, I hate Flores lava tournaments. It's not that I hate it, it's just laggy. Like, it's so laggy. Yo, use pull up. Even though I don't want to get copyrighted, but I like it. Hey, when I hear people eating.
Det är sykt. Så jag stod det på autodeclare?
Ja.
50, like it already started, but he has a 2-minute delay. So let's get back on Fortnite for like 1 second. Not on Fortnite, but like to the stream.
Well, that ends well, I guess. Like Karma did kind of find like.
The funny shit is, it says emo only chat.
You know,
but I
it's still
but
great.
I've
It's still
typed
something.
here before,
And again, it's
no
just the
cap.
first game. We have another 5 matches after this. But Matt
I can literally type in LOL right now.
Pronouncing their name wrong or anything like that. But these guys had height from Circle 7.
But I don't want
Upper
Epic
right.
to
They had
fucking
the RPG
want
in
to
hand.
take my
They
head
were
off.
ready to force all these other trios who had to play this low ground in the water the way that they wanted to be playing. And here is kind of the final moments from this last
Well,
game.
let's see.
Yeah, that's exactly what we've seen. It's a challenge
Okay.
to meta, right? The rocket launcher team taking that height early.
Wait, I can just go select.
Come straight back to their drop spot.
Why can't I just go select?
Team, and it ends the game exactly where they started.
Choose an emo.
Yeah, I'm surprised, right? Like, I'm hoping that other regions, even other players in the EU, are starting to.
Wait, I need the llama.
The Hydro 16
I need my
team,
llama.
the team that gets that rocket launcher
Easy.
pretty much every game is always finding incredible amounts of success.
Need
Right?
this one.
The first week of qualifiers, Kaizen Yzip, they
Okay.
had success with it. Last
Our
week,
goal is
Benji
to
had
get that shit.
qualified, they had success with it. These guys
Come on, win. I'm
these
not
guys
playing.
are, you know,
I'm not
the
playing.
biggest names in EU by any means, right? For a lot of people, they'll be an unknown quantity.
Okay, nice.
At least he's not using that shit ass skin.
Nu får vi fighta till.
Using gold troop.
Ja, då om de
Gold.
kommer säkert bara så campa på dog vart game för dig.
Gold Trooper definitely like a top 5 best female skin of all time. Easy.
Samma buss igen.
Huh?
Okay, yeah. I'm not playing.
Samma buss igen.
I'm just watching.
Nu går det mye bedre på disse. Jeg vet ikke om de vil gå houses eller om de... Da har de trykt.
Because if I was playing, I wouldn't probably reach in finals. I think. But maybe. I didn't literally
Just like a moment.
think but my man just said, it's like a moment. Oh, 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 oh.
Nå er det litt lavere opp. Og jeg er litt lavere opp.
This man definitely has no earnings. No,
Håper kan man komme før han.
Bro, you just need to fight this team. Come on, you're better than this
Shit,
team.
jeg sitter litt.
Alrighty.
Herregud.
Every single time they get bountied by
Det er to på det ene huset, det kan være pushet.
Doggo.
Jeg skal på...
I love that he doesn't even land and they're already
Jeg
bounty.
fikk Big Pot og Kjøpsvash.
Burde pushe dem øl, ass.
Come on.
Ikke masse øl.
Like these people have literally
Full shield.
shops
I
to
guess-
themselves. They should beat them.
Og Kjøpsvash.
Like, okay, if you'd like to surge the first game, that means you need to start playing more aggressive. Like, see,
Han er på taket. Ha.
Hvor er gasken her, vet du?
SMG.
Da ligger han inni den kjøttmentingen.
He said like something with tack. I don't know what, but he got attack. Let's go.
Jeg har ikke fått noe...
Let's go.
Jeg har ikke fått noe siste.
Jeg er bra
Bra
ut.
litt skills.
Det ligger en tak her.
Jeg vet bare full shield. Ja, det splashes.
Ja, godt. Du sa at det er big network på på.
One
Det
eight.
var.
Ikke hadde...
Han er nede på dog. Han andre på det gitteret, metallgitteret.
Come on, fight. You can win this
De
easily.
var bare 20 altså.
This is like definitely a top like 15 team.
Det er grønn.
In
Det er
Euro, like
rosa
top
fine.
20, maybe.
Det er bare en masse bak kjøkkenet.
Ja. Men da må du en til dere være så oppe. Ja, jeg må bare farme litt, og så kan vi pushe. Jeg har 2 gaskans.
Same.
Skal jeg poppe en Nei, jeg har 2 splash.
Det var my main guy, Bob.
Bare spør, de har ikke pushet oss, ikke sant?
Ja, vi må gå.
Hey, what's up, Bix? How you
Jeg
doing?
må på splash for det krysset.
Jeg må bare...
Jeg popper en.
Who's my favorite player?
Jeg kan ikke ha sånn.
Ja.
My favorite. Okay.
Pass på sånn, de kjenner.
EU-wise, Benji or Savage and Vel a little bit, but not in F1, not in the sport.
Skal vi pushe i dag?
NA favorite, and probably in general, my favorite is Chap.
Jeg har 2 gaskans.
I just hate when he sometimes flames you.
Vi er 6 gases.
And yeah,
Jeg er nede på et sånt bur.
so I would say NA, Benji, Savage, and
Han blir opp.
Chap.
Han bailer. Og det er en fin move. Det er en fin move
Also
for Black
72 hours I like. Very rarely watching anymore. I like.
De er ikke
Well, I
gifta.
did watch him
Ja,
yesterday.
jeg skal ikke si
I'll be
engang.
honest with you.
Teamet kommer til å komme og ta hype på.
Ja, du holder den, Atle. Kom, Krissi.
Jeg kan
Ned på tak, ned på tak.
Jeg kan ikke se han er hoppet ned.
Ja, men bare hold
Jeg ser.
den.
Ja, han kommer til å komme nå.
Kom, Atle. Eller kom, Krissi. Hva skal jeg si?
Ja. Hvor?
Her.
Vi burde ikke
Ja,
kaste alle,
boss.
tror jeg. Men
Jeg datt ned, ass.
Bruh, there's so many. Like, there's so
But
many
all the guys
explosions going on.
Han er rett der.
Ja, jeg er 2 builds. Kanskje la den baile, gutta.
bailer. Jeg kan gi deg litt, Mats.
Har vi gas, Jens?
Nei. Her, ta litt Mats.
Bak. Den er bak.
Ok.
På heiten.
Skal vi...
De ramp oss, de
Åh,
ramp oss.
jeg er ikke sånn.
Jeg kommer til oss.
One shot.
Bro, you're joking. Ah, come on, win.
Åh. Så kjøler han seg.
Why are they getting contested, bro?
Hvordan kommer han bak oss?
Skal vi ringe?
Ja, han gikk under, så vi kunne ikke se hvor han gikk.
Well, back to Fortnite.
3v3. HP is low on all accounts, though.
Yeah, and no doubt you do not. If you look, remember, Kelpie has literally legendary 11 shotgun, a legendary 11 lever shotgun. He is a legend. Legendary AR as well, but you do not want to lose those power weapons at the same time. You got to wrap up that fight as much as
Ooh,
possible.
sweaty.
The rotation's coming in. It looks like go back.
Wait,
to the big
Wolfie's
battle.
died.
We have Sweaty Sands here in match 1. Let's see, Savin and Wolfies are showing that no matter
Wait, where's
how much
wait,
experience you
wait,
have here,
where even
there's
are they?
skill and prowess. Too
13.
much to handle for this veteran Sweaty Sands trio.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you take a photograph and put it in negative. This time, it's Jet
No,
who's
no,
last
don't
alive
show
at
us
the
what
field.
actually happened.
Against Saban and Wolfies, it's not that easy to clutch out whatsoever at retail row. Are these like kind of, fan seats?
They should
All the
have
way
just
up in the
spot them
nosebleed section?
immediately.
There's a huge row of builds here, kind of connecting two different houses.
They were literally
These metal
split
Star
up.
Six
They should have.
Able to see so much
Vanilla
of this
Cooks,
line
Benji,
drop down.
Zandy, and Savage.
Damage.
Yeah,
He
I
could
like
have
every
lost all the way down
except
below, and he
Clicks.
actually got it broken down.
Ronaldo I kinda like. Sometimes he's a little bad out there, but yeah, I'm not a fan of Clicks. Sorry. Just for one reason, it's because he's really toxic. Oh!
Look at who's here to crash the party.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
Tyson and Savage
Let's
here.
go!
Savage letting Wolfies no doubt did not expect
Shit on.
There are so many trios are now on the
Come on,
outskirts.
shit on Lechi.
And what a big time blow to Savage Lechi's and Wolfie's
Hey,
run here
let's
to
go.
make it into the top 10, Shio.
That was a little bit of a theory I think a lot of people had of, possibly we see Savage, Tyson, and I drop pushing in and looking for
Come
some
on.
action.
Come on,
That's what
Savage,
he's
this
saying,
is your...
stopping maybe Lechi, Saban, and Wolfies from qualifying with some early aggression, but gotta remember for these guys who need to get top 10, they need to have full games.
Exactly. Because we saw in earlier rounds, it was slow for the points to rack up, and then the action picked up. Because most of the in-lane points come at the end game, where everyone's really all in the same quarter here. But this action still popping up here at Lazy Lake, as now the rotations coming in from the weather station and caddy corner are reading true here. Just a repeat. Oh, you talked about a negative of a photograph. I'd say this is definitely a deja vu or copy-paste from Max 1. As you're seeing Browner, Rabbit, and Yaxo, we only had that. They were working the Cammy split. Now they're here at Lazy Lake.
Bruh, his name is Rabbit, but I thought it said Robin. Robin Hood. Or some shit.
And now we're going down to
Zinni.
more engagements in the outer skirts and these scavenger routes. And we have AWAR here with Legends and Karma, who came in second place in the previous match. Karma. Down into depths, we're able to come up for air.
Oh, yeah. Why do a lot of people have 7 in their name?
And sometimes in game number 1, you have to go for big plays. Everyone that actually went to rotate on no man's land on the edge of the earth ended up inside the top 5 overall for our leaderboard coming into game number 2. Will those risks rain the same rewards is the question, though, for all these trios on deck.
And you got to think as well. Do they know that Tayson Savage and iDrop are in that area? It's because they have to wrap that up quickly. You know what I mean? Because as you've seen, everyone still has to rotate through a major POI. Even though you're doing a scavenger route, those rotations through the POI, you're gonna find usually someone either 2 different kind of states here, Shio. You're gonna have someone that's literally stacked, who's no contested, right? They're all good to go. They have those power weapons. They have match, things of that sort. Or you can find
It was Smash for... Yeah.
If they rotate through 30 sands directly or white line or going right through, that's why...
Lechi's still alive, but he's probably gonna get that. Okay, Taste.
And iDrop and Savage, they went back into Salty Towers, and they're just gonna wait for all these other teams rotating.
Oh, where did they? I think they dropped Salt. Wait, so you're telling me like 3 teams land Sweaty?
To sometimes push out and then work your way back in. One of the most blessed things of not actually getting zoned for a lot of top teams is that they kind of have a
okay, so Tayson is definitely going. So you're telling me if they go to finals and Nora Rayleigh go to finals and maybe another team go to finals, you're telling me, oh my goodness, Sweaty Sands is going to be a mess.
Out and working back in. All this ground they've already covered, they know they have power over. They kind of already cleared it.
Oh no, they're probably going Salt.
They have another aggressive play to make.
Just thinking about the times where you pull zone, and even from a pub level, you don't know exactly what to do. You're just twiddling your thumbs. But these teams right here on the outside still have some navigation to do as we're taking the first look at Venom.
What's my man's name? I haven't seen anybody have full Fortnite like in their name. Like the full Fortnite, not FM, but
there's another trio ahead of them. You look at the mini map. They're sending shots their way. A little bit more action here in the.
Imagine if Fortnite was banned. Like not the game, but like in the game, you can't have your name Fortnite. Or something.
Well, this is kind of. I just feel like the danger zone. A shark being here is honestly the best kind of
a game bans the
right now. These guys are in
Fortnite.
deep water outside the circle. We saw every trio who was trying to get in game number 1.
At least
completely unsuccessful in doing so. The
something.
only trio that really popped off with it was, honestly, it was a duo. It was an Austin Thomas. His foot went down coming outside the zone in. And they had to go on a clutch you wouldn't expect. Do something miraculous. We're trying to play a stationary game.
I'm going to check on BRB.
In this final qualifier. Being outside of zone right now, I don't think is the place to be. You're going to have to do something really special to be able to break out.
Just kind of analyzing here, EMX, Shakos, and Gray. Last time they were here at the FCS Qualifier 2 stage, we saw them battle the Italians of Steelix. And that trio was snagged as well, and Heatsy. And they had one of those standoff engagements, but now EMX and Shakos and Gray are uncontested here in Stealthy Stronghold. And you're seeing a different side of the coin when someone's uncontested. You have iDrop, Tayson, and Savage being very aggressive, pushing out their POI. Gray, Shakos, and EMX are kind of just sticking tight to the chest, not really venturing too far from home. But eventually, the Storm is going to push them out very down towards everybody else. But let's see what they can do with the uncontested Southeast Stronghold going forward in today's 4 games.
Not for them, I think Southeast Stronghold is a perfect POI because they are basically like, you know, mythical beasts, like aggressive raptors. Like they're confined in that space because they're dangerous. They were getting fed basically food from different trios every single week and taking that fight, but now they're unleashed. They're basically aggressive, fast, box fighting dinosaurs rolling around the zone.
Listen, but the question is, are they clever enough to actually put a statement game together? Last time they saw they were contested, they kind of chilled there. They kind of had that basement hole, was very interesting. But I want this team to make some noise here. This is a French trio that has a lot of history in the FNCS, going all the way back to the World Cup Duos qualifier days for some of them. And they have a lot of experience with a lot of the players here today. So this is what I want to see from this trio. What kind of noise can they make today? What kind of statement they can make today? Because, yeah, we're going to talk about those top 6 teams that need to get in the top 10. But still, I want statements to be made here for the rest of the E region, to let the rest of the E region know, like the Analexes and the trios and all those kind. But the semifinals is going to be a tough ride.
I mean, game number 1, 8th place, 3 Elimps. Nice statement to start. Game number 2, relatively above Surge of the numbers they need to be at. 150. I would say definitely a B+. Especially from, like, you know, the POI that they're from, probably even a higher grade. But their rotation and the way their game was stopped before was...
Okay, I'm back.
Wolfie saving and let you all on low. One of their teammates taken out. I believe that was great. This time, that entire trio will get the function. We'll see a lot more teamwork. We'll see how it goes. We're Texas and company. These guys are moving over to the Coliseum. Once again, a very dangerous spot to be in, no matter what, you know, time of game it is. Earlier is a little bit worse, but even now, you never know when a trio's low on cert. They just choose to box dive someone outside the POI. This is very hard to get in. Unbreakable builds.
Yeah, we saw an in-game here at Colossal Coliseum where Kiriachi was able to do a lot of work, and the high ground is still going to be so
I remember
important
yesterday
if it goes into that in-game.
I saw like 10 seconds of Kiriachi and he started saying not racist, but like Russian shit. That were a little bit too far.
Sometimes you're going to have to make, man. You're going to have to just move as far right as possible.
I don't think this is what people mean by you need a blue light filter on your monitor to, you know, not hurt your eyes. But it's working for Patty, Knifer, and Vino. They have Surge. They're above. Yeah. They had med kits overall as well to keep the health up too. Zestin is in trouble again.
What do you mean?
Inside a box. This is the Fixie, I think, for the second time too. So these guys are fighting over. Oh, the Knifer gets sniped in the back. Oh no.
He got triple beamed, man. Oh my goodness. And Patty has no choice but to keep pushing forward. Gets hit right in the mouth as he goes into that.
They were in the fight, and they're 189 below.
You talked about Gray
like
and EXR and Shakos. They're picking their moment to attack at the right moment, and they were able to beam Knife.
Unless
and now they're entering
Thomas,
at full strength
Airhawk,
as the other
Airwalks,
we're kind of in shambles and taking some HP. And now we're going to take a moment to go to another congested area here. Vato, Airwalks, and Etsy coming in. A very high placement there, sitting in second place on the board, looking for important tags. There is Thomas's trio down here in this area.
Yeah, they're so close, and that side of their wall is completely open. And I thought they were going to move up, but they do.
Yeah, they rotate. Woo! That's a very dangerous trio to have in Neighborly. We did see that trio on the broadcast.
Oh, Sings died. As they say, showed the leaderboard, he gets fucked.
And Vampix with 50 points. Second place, we have Airwalks, Etsy, and Vato with 42. Flickanos and Thomas, 35th, with 35 points.
Casey fighting.
And Flixie with 34 points. And in fifth place,
they fighting.
Karma and Awar coming in with 29 points. And of course, that second place finish. But now the story here is Tayson Eyedrop the Savage, who have been all around the world, it seems like. But now they have to be on the defensive front from that hour here. Or A-were. I know that's a Fnatic A&E. Gotta spit it out somehow. But now they're on defense, and when you build out
okay, I want to be live anymore
it's going to require a lot of investment, a lot of ammo investment.
Okay, yep.
That's what makes Tayson and Eyedrop the Savage dip into those hard mats. Basically, if you're gonna want the, you're gonna want the fortune in this fortune cookie, you're gonna have to work for it. And that's what Legend and Alar is doing as much as possible here. Do they know who door they're knocking on? Because Legend might about find out as he does get tagged here, but not Etsy, Vato, and Arrow.
Bro, it's such a 3v2 push.
Late. This is the cost of that. Now you're
He's just a
pinned
win.
against the wall. You're gonna have to use that natural fortified wall as least to be able to hold down the engagement. And that's the experience from Vato, Aerox, and Etsy, man. Vato coming into that 10th place in the World Cup duos alongside with Skype. So you're seeing that veteran prowess and intelligence here using that unbreakable wall as some moments to breathe here.
I'm seeing two trios that also love playing with invisibility when it comes to positioning. Guys who love to be on the outside and pick people off and go for high point positions when it matters. For this zone, it doesn't really, so they're in the exact same spot on the outside of the Coliseum. Meanwhile, all the aggressive trios, guys love to box beside someone else in open land or finding themselves in fights. These very similar playstyles.
I was gonna say it was so cool to see Aerox and Thomas, those trios, those are like basically the past and present meeting right then and there, like stalemating right there on the outside of Colossal Coliseum. So I'm gonna keep an eye on the feed, and if we go back there, we're in for a treat to see those two trios clash on those rotations. And now the zone is pulling up into the northwest side of things. This is zone 4, and of course zone 5 will be that half in and half out. So all those trios that are literally on the outside.
Bro, I swear, Fortnite should stream every single time there's like a tournament. It's so fun.
They're basically
like when Fortnite streams, it's way more fun.
They had to leave early. An unbelievable. What a great rotation right there.
By the way, great job to the casters. They do a really good job.
Smart, quick, and fast. And once again, if you haven't heard the stakes for this trio, they have not made a round 4 before, or they just have not had consistency available to qualify through, series points. So right now, a top 10 for these guys really matters. They're second currently, had a really good game number 1. Want to make sure they repeat that and keep it up.
Wait, who?
From what we've seen in the past, some of these top 5, top 10 trios that have good earlier games, they can get a little bit rocky. End up not having the same performance game after game. Game plan here, though, for this trio is looking so good.
They'll probably qualify.
It's looking solid. Only
the
missing piece is the serve. Yeah, it's 129 below. It doesn't take much. They could either try to hold on as much as possible and hope that, as you can see, these engagements that happen throughout, as finally Savage and iDrop, who were dealing with this duo knocking on their front door for so long, finally gets one of them down for the previous round. So Legend now is going to be on the defense as Awar goes down.
Let's go.
Into points.
That is huge. That's so huge, Sancho. Finding more moisture in the desert. It's so tough at this moment to find shields or heals or even builds anywhere when it's this type of zone. So Tayson getting a mat refresh, we were talking about the medal he put down, and 3 bigs back from all the fighting these guys have done. Plus their 300 above surge. This has to be the low ground trio to watch.
That Oasis is ringing true right there, but here is an investment at height that did not pay off, because now everyone has to come off of this location. Shay Gray and EMX put so much into this high ground. Look at the builds. And now they're going to figure out a way.
Yeah, one of them is definitely a Kuriachi fanboy. Yes, he's using that skin.
Bouncer could get you about halfway through, and as well as not a lot of congestion. So they're going to only have to go through a couple of trios here. The decision here, Style, is when to go to avoid beans, while everyone else now has to deal with it. And now that top 2 team here that's dealing with Storm Surge, who needs a top 10 finish here, is now have to get a little bit more of some stacks here, because 7 above is not going to cut it and not to dip into the heels, and that is why they're frantically trying to send beams across the way, and those beams are getting...
Bro, why are they not resing?
And now they're going to elect to go ahead.
Are they dumb?
Behind Etsy, and the Storm Surge does tag them. It doesn't matter if you're in the sand.
Just your Storm Surge.
And trying to burrow through. Storm Surge will reach through and get you, and as well as some of the lobby, as Tayson, iDrop, and Savage are big chilling because they got some valuable Storm Surge.
How much
and now they have the ability to just pick off anybody who is frantically running from Storm, and not only that, frantically doing their best to stay alive and avoid Storm Surge.
Nice.
Zarius gets just beamed out of that state. Take that, get converted as Tayson and iDrop and Savage now have 3 limbs in this match and starting to get hot.
How do they find the sand bunker and be able to do so much, taking fights for free? Because this rock behind them blocks off any chance of a third party. And they build past that rock and get the zone hold as well. And they get zone again too.
Wow.
Luckiest rock on the Fortnite map, it has to be.
Bless it. It's just, hey, before anyone drops into the arena, just hold on to the rock just for a bit.
Astro on hype.
Now we gotta look at who's
Loki Tayson should go for hype. They have the best zone.
Right it is AD and Heartbind Astro who came in first place here right before this round, who have been on a terror. And we have yet to see them on the broadcast. And AD and Heartbind Astro, newly formed trio, who's just on the same side of Amplify Matzo and Benji. So this is going to be a huge victory royale for Astro, Heartbind, and ADN.
Yeah, true. Like, Brad, if they go Slurpee, and Kiriachi goes Slurpee, and like Sabiatin goes Slurpee, and then the Benji in the Hydro, oh my goodness, and maybe the other team from Hydro, oh my goodness.
They're going to have to deal with a lot of beams to get through that metal, Shio.
Yeah, I mean, the more time this is kind of
connecting
alive on these builds.
Bro, I love, this is my favorite, like, replay mode when it goes to the side and yeah.
That as well because they have that rocket launcher. Past that too, though, on the low ground we see Krusty Blackster rotating. Flick still getting some picks on the Mosh. 16 trios alive now in the 6th circle. We'll see how things roll. Astro last time came down in 15th place in game number 1 with just 13 elims. That was way later in the game too. The Tails gets a few picks. Thomas again converting onto Jachu and Karma. Getting even more. Airwalks finally goes down, so they got to live all the way to this point, but Mateo's fixed them up. Another trio that needs to get in top 10 today. That baton kind of gets passed, and now Astro is working so well to stay ahead from zone. These guys are essentially playing on their own Fortnite map from what it looks like. They're in their own dimension right now, building their... Oh, this is the biggest tarp I've seen.
Bruh, then check one of Chap's scrims.
Bigger than the gods themselves. And they're holding on as much as possible. They only have 1 RPG though, so it may not be a victory royale just so easily. But now you're seeing the chaos that's happening down below as Zest and Scout are actually in this fight. And you mentioned
shit on. Let's go.
Into 1 place in point, but Tayson, iDrop, and Savage getting someone else. Expert going down into the fray. Now you're hearing the shattering of bullets colliding against builds here out in the distance. So many beams, and now the nice rotation here on the right side. Getting into the front as much as possible, but now they're making a great rotation, and now they kind of separated for just a bit, but now you're seeing this, no, actually, yeah, they're right behind. What a great tarp right there from Tayson, and you're seeing the mechanical prowess. No miss edits, but the pressure from a hot has to be acknowledged in here, and they keep moving forward. So let's keep it on right now here, so as they get another knock, and
nice.
running for his
They're popping off.
Elimination. Hunting down over and over again, looking for any morsel, but Thomas oversteps and gets taken down. Now, once again, a dual clutch has to be made, but it's Flick who's going to be up this time. No, it's solo. So 4 elims, 50 builds, and the best low you could possibly ask for in the end game. Let's see what he can do.
What about attack? Nice fuck.
Game of seconds here on these pickaxes. Full trio as well. It's not possible. Shaco's taking
Savage iDrop. Where's Tayson? Oh, they're alive. They might win this game. My guess is it's going to be a 3v3.
And make sure no one can really gather from it, build up, or do anything once again. They have a good foundation. Grace still alive in the low ground too. Decoff Blaster and Alpha, the low ground.
Oh, they're going for hype.
Is active as well, but ADN now is going for
nice. Come on, Tayson. I like Astro, but come on. I want Tayson to win because I like Savage. Like soft gamer and then us are too good. Oh, you're really calling Thomas a soft gamer? Tayson that shit. It's a 2. Come on, Tayson. I mean, Savage, fuck.
Just to get a little bit of damage to height, and that's going to give an opportunity.
It's a 2v2. They might not win this actually. Oh, he has an RPG.
RPG here for Astro here could kind of
come on, Savage.
From the bottom team, but Savage is still in this fight here.
Right, that's the first time I've seen him beat. No.
Getting his 19, but going down. So now Astro, alongside
nice Astro. Come on, win this game then.
The solo member of height going up against the low ground team. It's a battle between
bro, no way low ground wins. First time in a long time. But probably.
Most likely be an
yeah, GG.
He has some, yes. That's it. The splashes, and what an unbelievable hold at height from that trio, and walking away with the victory royale. It wasn't 80 trio. They almost had a free pass, but Tayson's trio showed
Okay,
up at the
flick
last
on
minute
us
and made it
first,
so
no
much more interesting on their
cheat.
side.
Yeah, at first I thought
Okay,
Astro was kind of the
okay,
insurance department
yep.
of that trio, but he showed me at the end there that he's the high ground CEO, stopping multiple pushes and clutching out till the end.
Okay.
I mean, Zeke, Reese,
Okay,
I
let's
gotta know
go.
what you think about that game.
Boys,
Okay,
this
they're
is a very
going back.
different
Okay,
game than
okay.
what we just saw in game number 1. Astro,
Oh,
hard fight,
man.
in the end. I mean, these guys took height so
But how did they?
early. We're
Oh,
talking
they got
right
unlocked,
before
but they
moving.
didn't.
They had max. I mean, Shy Wager called out. They're playing their own Fortnite game. They were using so many materials.
So far, their whole 80% of their matches have been in the lobby. Okay, they're doing the biggest copycat move of Tayson. Okay, I'm joking. This is how it would look like if it was Benji. That skin. Tayson. That skin. And then Midas, aka Savage.
Vi fikser nå.
Okay, back to my food.
27 minutter.
Which I'm gonna chuck 110. One sec.
Oh.
Jo.
Gjør jeg. What up? Hva fikser vi?
Okay. We back.
Så faktisk er det hvor vi legger var. Vi bare dreper de oppstrøm, så vinner vi gamet. Det er den høsten da.
Vi sniper, fikser vi.
Trying to show
Alle
one.
disse.
Okay.
Jeg tror de er med på huset.
Det er jo jeg
Eller så de går helt forferdelig til dere.
Gliding bug, nice.
Come on. At least get to endgame, please. Vel using his skin.
Jeg føler det er gamet hans.
Ja.
Han finner jeg kommer til å gå opp, han bare døtte ned i ørene.
Han typer er best dere.
Har ikke, jeg er ganske bra der, tror jeg.
Oh my god, begge to folk er dogskytter opp.
Jeg har Gadok, tror jeg. Har ikke jeg?
Jeg kan kanskje prøve å ta dobbelt på den.
Han er mye bedre også, mye.
What? Jeg har best flop.
Ja.
Det er så, åh nei, det er ikke bra.
Jeg blir taget mid der. Det er bare så oppe til Ole.
Nei, jeg går ikke for det.
19 whites.
80 white and push.
Jeg pusher dem masse tidligere. Får masse stabil.
Ja, det er en ganske.
Ja.
Hvis vi pusher all bomb dog, så får vi dog insta.
Men loot er helt forferdelig.
Ja. Jeg tar bare skyld til hyllere nå.
Bruh. Like, why does the bounty thing never pop up? Like, it's so dumb.
Jeg må bare...
Jeg fant mini sett oppi.
Nei, jeg har poppet en på meg. Fordi...
Ja, jeg fant big på. Ah nei, det ligger med min sett.
Ja, bare poppe en, alle poppe en mini.
Jeg må komme med kryssebord.
Ja. Jeg har peppers.
Nice.
Så fikser jeg. Det är extra.
Ja, men Kiss kommer hoppa.
Ta mig gaskan så kommer.
Ja, lite Mats.
Farm 3 när backen.
Ja.
Jag pappas så vi får ha ett...
Alla är gaskan, sant?
Ja.
Drop mig.
I like his skin.
Alltså, jag är bra backarna.
Jag tappar på dig.
But I never see it in the shop, I swear.
Jag tror kanske vi borde gå nu. Jag har 300 Mats, det är säkert nog.
Jag får bara pepper nu, jag är helt vita. Bara gå.
Jag kommer vara först.
Det är
Jag har 2. Oj.
Det är på dog.
Ja, jag får pusha. Det kommer nog kanske bara där. Gris, du måste sitta på toppen och bara hålla teamet så.
Jag ser det inte så.
Crank honom.
Jag kommer upp med honom.
Hitta.
Jag prövar att skjuta honom.
Jag är på dig.
Ja, skjut honom ned.
Jag gör det, kom med.
Ja, jag går ned.
Skjut med. Ja, det är uppe.
That didn't do shit, okay.
En sniper tror jag.
They always play low ground.
Ja, en sniper.
Jag har special complaint.
Bruh, he needs to cover, like...
De kommer nu, tror jag.
Let them come to you.
Jag går bakåt alltså.
Ja, han sniper. De kommer.
Gör det.
If you have a sniper, then please fucking use it.
Ja, jag har ett.
Pamp. 60 bara.
43, jag går ner.
No, not again.
Jag var simmare helt minst.
Jag kör om. De jump med tror jag. Ja.
When you can do it.
I boxen.
Oh.
Nej då.
Jag ska gasen. Där kommer det bli sprängt. Hitta.
Jag blir sprängt ner i boxen sen. Good.
Come on. Nice, dirty white.
Nice.
Dräpp den.
Nice, need get that finish. Oh, he died.
Nice, GG.
Right, need to land somewhere else.
Found names land
Like, they don't give a shit,
It's
they
such a
already
valuable
crawled
place.
through
Be able to
consistency.
walk away with your heals because you could use the advantage of the slurp barrels. You could use that slurp truck as well. So that, we're just seeing the early intensity of FNCS, and it's going to be kicking up more and more as we get into the semifinals. Look at Vettel. Look at this Pepper 5 build fight that's happening between the two. Play well trio, who's been making their appearance multiple times in the qualifiers, still looking for their first points. And today, we're just seeing how great and high profile is Kiko, and the entire build gets chopped, but you're seeing the prowess of everybody understanding how that was going to happen. And now we have another stalemate here. And Crazy Vettel and Sursix, so far, you mentioned it, been in 11th, been in 14th. They've just been around that top 10. No doubt they're going to move forward through the series points track, but I'm wanting something to the statement to be made because a lot of people like Levin, like Reese, we all saw play well. Supposed to be doing really well in trios considering how great they play hip to hip.
Yeah, retail, their, spawn kind of price to move through has been expensive. Every single time. A team to fight. And no dominant performance to really show. I think the 11th was the best we've seen so far. And Hydro 16 as well when we're talking about POIs.
Yep, Hydro 16.
One of the most wins out of
You
any
mean the unnamed
POI
POI?
has to be because that rocket launcher, when it's used well, it goes to so much. And right now, Frizzy, who had the pocket strat available, the double gas canister play, I think he was saving the entire time he was supposed to low ground. It's not possible to roll through. And they actually go off post-mortem. Unfortunately, rocks up the entire build for both trios, putting them in such rough spots and going through their builds. Vettel has nothing to defend himself with, and he goes down. The strategy that could have won them the fight is the, thing that makes them lose it all.
Such a has to be a bad taste in Play Well's trio's mouth right now, knowing that they've got, knowing that they've lost that engagement. That was something, a matchup that we were looking forward to see who would win. But this is another matchup that's developing here in today's match. AD and Astro hard to find, who were walking away with the victory royale in the previous match, able to take away that RPG from Hydro 16. Now have a big scrum in front of him as Red Rush goes down, but a lot of HP has been exchanged, and now everyone's without any shields. It's going to come on down to some big-time tags as AD now in a little bit of a retreat here as
this is free. Nice.
Coming in and gets met with a big connection from the green lever shotgun, and AD
one more guy
is still moving through. There's one more remaining trio mate left here. And looks like RVG's is going to go back into the building here to moment to breathe here. But hey, you got to put up some walls as well. Only a moment here. AD might be going for this pickaxe play. Yes, he does.
Hey, let's go with the emo.
Man, for a second there in that fight, it looked like everyone stopped building to go for one shot at the same time. I feel like this is bad for Exterios and Red Rush in general because they take such aggressive peaks and aggressive shots. They don't usually use their builds going for those all-ins. And because of that, we see Exterios go down, trying to all-in ADN, and then no heals available for the last member surviving at the end. Around the map, though, everyone playing on that same format. Gotta remember the VR worth 30 total points. 15 elims will rock you the same amount because it's 2 points per elim. Wallflower finds one of them once again inside the desert. Looks like this is a pattern. And at least half the
30
games are playing
points for
today.
victory royale.
They're not moving past this point.
Right.
When it comes to Surge, it's not a fight that'll get you all the damage you need. We've seen it, you know, people off spawn getting the great fights, but you need to do more after the fact. Grab a mountain, grab a lucky rock if you're tasting Savage and I drop, and beam people over and over again.
And of course, there's always the danger of trying to be aggressive in the mid game. A beam could go through, but talk about a bad situation here for Etsy, Vato, and Airwalks. Airwax here is in a bad situation as Kiku, Slender, and Moss here.
Come on, Airwax.
Another person coming off.
Oh, these are the kids as well. Come on. Oh.
No doubt.
No.
That wraps them up. Yeah, I think there's one still holding on, right? I'm trying to take a look at it.
Yep.
No,
Wait.
that's it.
It's wrapped.
That's a wrap, and that's so far. Last time they were only able to get one placement point coming into the top 17 effect.
Fuck.
And now they got wiped out, and so they're going to further slip on down the leaderboard, but we'll keep up with that story. It's not a great round for Airwax and Vato and Etsy. But Karma, Legend, AWAR here are making some noise here. Out here in Holly Hedges.
Wait, chat, let's see what Twitter's saying. Let's see what Twitter's saying. I'm on my phone right now, so I'll tell
They
you.
needed that so bad. They needed a decent game, and to end on that before any kind of placement points before any crew. You mentioned this before, Frozen in Time, but wow, what a... It's almost like a
This is what, okay, Wolfies, this is what we have to play.
Yeah, it's like depending on the context. Stasio sings and that.
You're a
like,
fall.
these
Why
guys
are you
were
landing
first
there?
place overall in game one, having one game with no points with them in fifth. So for Airwax, SD, and Vato, they're in sixth coming into this game number 3. Taking them out this early, I just hope they don't drop out of that top 10. If they do, though, we've seen them come back and clutch in various different modes across history. Especially with Airbox and Vato. These guys will be able to do it today. But once again, they have to get top 10. They have to.
Now we're moving on into Salty Towers with Jacho, Kizzy, and Kefi. Without a Kizzy here, so it's going to be a Jacho.
Hypex has already been 2 years since Season 8. What are your favorite moments in
Still have some
additions?
work to do. It's been a while since they've been back into the qualifying round 4. So they're look for
Oh,
a
I
nice
remember
game here.
one thing about the season that I hated, and that's why it makes me like Drake's favorite
Coming into this
season.
match in 9th place.
My favorite thing about the season is that we got a free bell pass, and it was a good season, but Team Rumble made me rage, and I did one thing.
As in every moment passes,
So, yeah.
it's going to be a couple of ticks of HP. Looks like Keandro and Jeff and Effect are going to have to take a huge rotation just to avoid all that and dip more into that. As you see Anas Flick, their aggression keeps going.
Anas
You get a couple of Ians on Arthur's trio, so that aggressive team, man. We've been waiting for this type of performance from the
Llama.
Thomas trio, and now they're doing it right here. And right before the semifinals, that momentum is going to be huge going forward. And now we have a good old-fashioned car race, a car battle that's happening here.
On qualifier 2 for Flick and
Wait, we gotta
Top
spam the
16.
llama chat. We gotta
The
spam the
big thing
llama.
was that they were contested.
We gotta spam the llama.
That, you know, in EU, if you want to win overall, get first place in the region, you have to be uncontested. You have to have
Llama.
a good kind of game plan rolling
By
in.
Chalice Spice
and
already
just
wants to
look
do
good every single victory royale. So they have that opportunity now. And now they're taking fights on their own terms. Usually their Elam points start coming in a little bit closer to the mid game when they're playing around Surge. This time they're pushing boxes fast. You're absolutely right, Sancho. So see how many more trios they can affect. Hopefully it's not one of those 6 on the field who need a top 10, who need to be consistent
We're
today.
close, chat. We're close. We're only 190 times 2 is 380. Okay.
Just on the outside of the top 10 in 13th place. Looking at the stat here, 34 points.
Oh, but if I won the
this is the closest EU has ever been after game 2 here in the qualifying stage. So much action left here for the rest of the day. We're about here at the halfway point here in game 3. And this is our game 2 winners of ADN. And this is just veteran presence, knowing that sometimes zone happens to pull near you and knowing how valuable sitting on top of the factory will be. And that's why you're seeing this big, massive, almost like a...
Bro, I always love Slurpee and games. I swear they're so good.
A mega porter fort that's being built, constructed by AD and Astro. This is going to give him some huge sight lines on the people rotating in from the north side. And you could kind of predict that the north side will be heavily congested. And basically, ADN and Astro Heartfire are going to be that nasal spray. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, you want a little bit uncongested.
Want to talk patterns and how, you know, this will go for a bunch of the trios. If that zone pulls down, it's going to pull down again. Like, this is very temporary north side action we're going to be seeing. I think AD and Astro and Hardfine will be the first ones to leave this side, leave their porta tower, so to speak. And then possibly even move towards Misty. I'd be surprised if the zone locks in up again. Cyber Chase and iDrop, they kind of feel that vibe as well. They're trying to get towards the bottom half, or at least be on the half section.
Hey, what's up? I may or may not change my name.
And just to show you how our Fortnite pros are,
I hate
you know, we have another one in the NAE side of things who
Wait,
literally
why do you have I love you
participated in. I think you know who I'm talking about, Zate, right?
Yeah.
Every single zone
Is that what your subs say or what? I'm so
stage, he had
confused.
screenshots in, so you may say, wow, this person...
Okay, wait, what if I search that up? Will you pop up? Will
They've seen this kind of
stars
zone
pop
before,
up?
but the hours and hours of gameplay they had here in the Fortnite stage.
Nope. Your name is based around the cartoon. What if I type Lair Stalix?
Patty and Knife
Hey,
all the way from Coral Castle.
your name is always gonna be Lair Stalix. This is my epic duh.
Damage,
Oh
so
my
to speak.
goodness.
We are moving away though from Slippery Swamp and getting a little bit more cozy with what looks like the mountains in just a little minute. I wonder if anyone's up there and really invested time into a base, risking it all once again to be near Misty. But these guys will have to keep moving south.
You see, I mean, we could have good rotates here on the counter if we ever decided to play. Granted, we might get beat. Granted, our mechanics will be not that great. And if you see us already building up in hard mats in the center zone, like Black Soul Tins,
Bro, I just got on
you may think that might be a dangerous
Real Racing 3 and I literally got a vehicle dice like
I don't know who would be our third.
150 gold. I got it for free. Let's go.
We're cracked enough. We got this.
Easy money.
Well, let's see if the investment rings true.
No, I wouldn't, because I just
into the
changed
Hydro
it.
16 to kind of replenish that hard match. And now you've seen the rotation out from that Porta Tower from ADN and Astro and Hardfine, and they're going to go ahead and Lincoln Hawk their way, Diesel their way out. And I always love the Diesel rotations. This is a vehicle that has so much danger for you at full max speed. It will break through build. At the same time, you get protection from the backside because the cabin is not going to be able to get through. And here they go, dude. Transform, trucking their way, I would say, into zone. And look at it. It's just showing you how strong this Diesel truck is, dude. Able to
On the right side building the bridge is 2 trucks go by.
I love it. I get giddy inside when I see a vehicle rotation. It's really rare. It's just so dangerous to do. I mean, I've made so many rotations in a vehicle and just get destroyed. So it's no longer those days of the baller where everyone couldn't really get a beam or tracking on it. If a slow-moving diesel truck comes through, no doubt it's going to be exploded very short thereafter.
All right, now more explosive action coming straight through with Alpha Blaster and Nikov being very adamant about who can spend time with and around them on a rotation. And yes, 80 and Astro and Hardfind might have a cool way of getting to the next zone. You're kind of forced, though, to be in a certain position. You're just going to get in, and now you're going to be trapped amongst so many other trios in their builds. I think it's Waffler and Silhouette around them. Gray's also looking for a chance to beam by if you can from the outskirts. And there's Vino rolling in as well, so everyone's going to be trapped over there. I thought maybe ADM would have an even better position because he was the first to leave. But he's trapped with everyone else who's on the north side.
Yeah, it could be all that styly rotation that kind of cost you there. Maybe better run on foot, since we're seeing a very consistent trio in the EU region, Nikov, Blaster, and Alpha. This is the kind of trios that have been together for a long time, and if they're not together, they're at least playing duos or so, like duos and other squad competitions together throughout the entire FNCS. Blaster and Nikov have been kind of duo mates for a while, and going all the way down into, actually, it's Blaster and Alpha have been duo mates for a long time, kind of playing into the World Cup Duos qualifier. So that's the kind of experience you've been seeing in multiple trios. It's usually a very strong duo with a lot of history together, and adding a trio like a Nikov, which is huge, who's actually played in the World Cup Duos with Airwalks coming in 29th place. So like I said, these in the EU, you look at their history, their lineage, they don't stray too far from home.
We're talking from past to present. Right now, the rotations are kind of opposite. We're going counterclockwise on the circle. Everyone moving from right to left right now, trying to make, I would say...
Doesn't FNCS get boring? No, FNCS just gets boring when it's opens.
I don't know if you would say if you live on a swamp, it's a beachfront property.
It's perspective, right?
It's true.
I mean, if you don't have a smell, it's like
one man's swamp is another
FNCS
man's beach.
doesn't get boring when it's
What's a great rotate, though, they take advantage of the other
streams.
trio moving in and basically recycling that, just kind of using a little bit of mats to build up some head cover as they're going to make their way into an old school landmark, Flush Factory. And now we'll take a quick moment to breathe and take a look at the leaderboard as people are making the rotations. First place is Flick and Oz Thomas with 62, Shay Gray and EMX coming in at 59, Aiden Hardenfight Astro 55, Kaspersky and Flixie at 52, and Airwalks at 52.
Why don't they show the top 10?
So they won't be able to make any more movement up the leaderboard.
The 10 people that qualify
is more south. But Blaster Nikov Alpha here, we're just pulled a decent section of the zone. Now, this is all South Aquatic style, and you know everybody's going to basically be sitting pretty much on the edge of any kind of landmass that they can find, and no one's going to venture out down there, no matter how tantalizing that center is free.
Question is, where will the zone actually go? If it pulls slightly south, we'll have a little bit of a mountain in play. I'm looking at that little southern peninsula. You can see it right there for Artox's. I think that's exactly where it's going to pull.
Okay. It's going to be an interesting investment. Yeah, we'll know about 10. And now you're just seeing a couple exchanges going out there.
And another kind of battle going down. Okay, close to the peninsula, almost close. So we are going straight towards the south.
But no one's there. No one's there. No one's predicted. There's only one trio that's kind of there. A little bit of free. And looks like Alpha Blaster Nikov decide to try to take this only position that has the utmost verticality in the zone, knowing how valuable it can be, already making connections. So these connections are going to be so valuable going forward. If the zone does ring true and hold, it's going to be, they're just basically saying there's no way this thing could pull more south.
500 bomb. Tayson got a kill? Okay.
It won't be contested here. But look at it as so much like no one's here. No one's here just yet because they're all catacomb up at the Flush Factory. So no rotations have been made. And there's only a couple trios already sitting in this zone.
This is literally the freest height ever. This should build up.
It kind of emulates an off angle in play, in beams from everyone rotating in. They're going to be looking directly at the circle for their rotation. These guys are slightly outside of it, so we'll have more creative angles to take shots in. And if people react to their bullets, they're going to be taking shots from everyone else who's actually inside the zone. So, very dangerous and creative spot from Blaster Alpha and Nikov.
See if it's still
A
alive.
lot of people have already made it in. People have swam across as well. As good as this is, it's such a distance away from landing any meaningful damage. Stasio also just right underneath them as well. I'm wondering if they have that RPG. Because if so, all these builds, even if it is double tarps, are at risk.
We're seeing the rest of the rotations coming true. 6 zones about to reveal itself in about 5 seconds here. Still,
FYI,
everybody now is on the north side.
shall we
No
join all
one's
of
basically on the dead side.
What is
a couple trios, and
I don't know what
this
that
does
means.
pull up the mountain here.
Not English.
So Alpha, Blaster, Nikov are
I
going
know
to have
English,
a
but I
great
don't know
position, but you did
everything
mention
about
that RPG trio, Astesios, just right below here on the low ground.
I like to make references. You know how it goes. 8 so far, but we'll have more by the end of the day. These guys are going straight up the mountain. Blaster, Nikov, and Alpha. Making sure they're ahead of the pack, but Stasio remembers how he won the
what's
game.
up? Sorry.
It was from height early.
No, it's
6
okay.
zone height team has won games every time so far today, and right now it's Alpha, Blaster, and Nikov. No team, I think, has been this close or contested 4 height just yet, the way Stasio is pushing for it. While that happens, Saban takes out Flick all the way somewhere on low ground, and that's the second place team who's also being bullied. Alpha taking some shots in the back. Chekhov looks like he's down bad. No, down atrocious for the moment. Moving in the backside of the zone. But Stasio, in his kind of proactiveness, goes
Steven
down
down.
trying to find a good spot in the zone.
I think Wolf is
Carbine's
that as
so
well.
active. Tails going
Astro
down.
died.
Astro eliminated as well. This is a very different end game in game number
That she
3.
got a kill.
Stasio's trio going
Hardfine
down,
got a
means
lot
RPG
of
does
kills.
stand
Astro
hands.
also
Who's
got
gonna
a
be
kill,
able to knock
even though he
out
died.
Blaster, Nikov at height?
Okay, a
Hardfine
lot
picking
of the
up
top
an
teams right now are
Flick
getting
picking up a
kills.
knock, and Thomas getting Savage. So that's going to be huge to see. Where does Lechi, Wolfies, and Savage go into the leaderboard? And if any of those are still alive, but look at the zone. You're going to see these huge elevation. This elevation is going to claim a lot of Elans here. Shia, what did you see?
I just saw Taste and the Savage go down immediately, box to box, inside mid-ground. And past that as well, you're mentioning the zone. We're going all the way back. We're bouncing back. And it might not be completely up the mountain, but it gives chances for people in mid-ground to keep staying alive still. Edits will be made. Hardfine trips up. On low, Wolfies is still alive on the backside.
Wolfie's holding on to his trio's run. They need to get a good finish here, considering they did not have one in the previous match. So a lot riding on Wolfie's shoulders.
Airdrop's still alive.
But, oh my goodness, the action is still popping up, and look like Alpha there getting an Elim at the high ground. Now he's going to go back up to his trio mate.
Keep focusing on height, but I'm just still looking on the left side.
Can I drop clutch up?
On that big overhead feed, he's been through 6 different trios over and over again, somehow surviving. He's still alive on low. His team's hopes today ride on his shoulders alone for this game.
And he has to be careful because now the zone is now getting pushed. Essentially, it's pushing everyone down to the Nikov and Blaster, and Wolfie does go down.
GG.
Eliminated, but a pretty decent finish here. Able to get a knock and an elim, and he was able to get some place.
Oh, never mind. I was looking at the kills.
Wolfies right there for Lechi Savage's trio, but let's keep focused here on the bottom right. It
They're
is
playing so
iDrop
good.
sitting on the mid ground. iDrop as well is being solo. So far, 5 elims for that trio. Now he's at the low ground, touching the wet grass for a moment here. But now
literally free fence.
But now we're back on the high ground, and this is what's being
Thomas down.
Thomas goes down to Diablo.
I think Alpha's gonna win
Take a
this.
look at this low ground and see
My
Kiko,
live drop.
Slender, looking good as a duo. I think we have iDrop still no eyes on iDrop now. Okay, he does get tagged here, but Alpha, Blaster, Nikov's job, who are literally coming into 8th place, they're gonna definitely move up the leaderboard. And iDrop gets an Elam right then and there.
Let's go.
iDrop goes down to Kiko.
Let's go, iDrop.
Diablo's also picking up pace and speed. Elam's back-to-back legend going down. Kiko
Nah, fuck.
looking to make sure they make no noise.
Yeah. Kiko is a
Thomas
fuck.
falling down and loot is raining through.
These are the kids that are
Also getting a
killing
big
Bell.
refresh as well. Alpha is still beaming. These guys
I'm
are
not talking about the
around
driver.
just yet, but he's on his final
I'm talking
10
about
bullets
the
for
pro
now.
player.
Under 160 builds left as well. We have 3 different zones of play happening in this endgame, left to right to left actually. And no one's touching each other's builds just yet. Still shots coming in. It's not at each other's trios. These shots are to break the hard builds ahead of them. They're playing part of the second hype team. They're sandwiched currently, and it's not tasty. This is a very difficult situation to be in. Over and over again, but they do actually end up clashing. Low ground gets taken out. Fucking and Diablo have popped off and have position. Alpha has insurance though. Blaster goes down. Nikov eliminated as well. Are the siphons enough? Alpha has the HP difference. 2 touch splashes to take. Is it enough?
Let's go.
It is. Alpha gets it through
Easy.
with smart positioning and a 2 chuck splash heal game.
9 elims to boot and the placement points for victory.
Good shot, 270, 270, let's go.
That match, no
We
doubt
close.
move up the leaderboard, but I disagree with you. There's nothing tasty as a
No
smush
shit.
sandwich, man. You just smush that thing all the way down.
Okay.
And that's what Nikov Trio did. They
Wait, what the
smushed it
fuck?
all the way down. But let's take it to the analyst desk to see where they end up on the leaderboard.
Okay, Heartfind, third. I dropped Tasty Savage.
Production, if we could
Fourth.
start
Let's
a counter for
go,
Sancho,
boys.
that would be great as
They
well.
probably will win,
Vital.
though. At least top
it's so
5,
important,
that's
the
good.
broadcast. But for serious, Alpha
Solary,
last week,
okay.
a
Okay,
victory
cool.
royale
Fuck
in
these.
their name. I gotta put so much respect on these. Now we're seeing like a different drill for every single game that is controlled hype, that is used that to kind of squeeze the life out of everyone else.
They
Force
gained
every other
one.
trio in the lobby to play
Yeah, I
their
don't think
game.
they're definitely
And
good.
it's
They're not
an
getting
interesting
top
reason
10.
because like Stasio was right below these guys when they like took hype. They
Except
had
if they
everything,
pop
but they
off
never
now.
made the play to kind of bring them back down.
Yeah, and the problem with that wasn't necessarily their fault. They were trying to keep ahead of the zone, and that's what we want to do with that rocket.
What is
Keep
this
ahead,
team
look
doing,
back,
bro?
shoot that high ground, but they just never had an opportunity.
Yeah, it can be very difficult, right? Those like sort of end games are some of the toughest, right? Where there's so many different changes in elevation and terrain.
Feel bad with these boys. I like his skin though. I mean, has some buddies.
Fortsatt funkar ju göra en 21, så vi må bara 50-50 nu. Vi må bara 50-50. Vi har alltid betyder upp sen. Det är bara att ha landet på en och vara därifrån.
Ja. Kolla. Vad snackar vi?
Vi må bara 50-50 nu. Vi kanske gör en 21 när den går så.
50-50 är det?
Ja.
Okej. Men det är mer alfabet av dottern, men...
Men de kommer ta Bailey till house.
Vi är det bästa dottern till house.
What did you say?
Där det är redan.
Men grejen är som sagt, de kommer ta Bailey till houses. Hvis de går på blacktop, så hvis de går på houses så kommer de till att gå.
How many times do you say house and Sisu? What the fuck? That's something.
Det där ska vara något efter. Ja, ska vi 50-50 där med?
Why is everybody using Star on the like holy? Every single lobby has like 90% of like Star Wars or some shit. I swear.
Jag kan göra.
På 50 efter det, guess.
Okej.
Bro, why did this man go back to the shit skin?
Dock man på ett lag som är good.
He was wearing good skins. He was wearing a Go Trooper, a Midas. He's wearing this some.
Ballonger på den, eller ballonger på den. Jag tror det går blacktop så. Nej, han är på dåligt upp.
Kolla man har lammat efter.
Men han är höjt.
They gotta grieve them.
Är hon lag?
Han är den här, du kan köpa på honom. Och en av blacktops. Ja.
Nej, har du andra blacktops? Nej,
Nej.
nej, på dig.
Ja, men den är över mig. Eller, den är som rätt med plats på mig. Kom nu, så går jag på den.
Okej, det var big först.
Sen.
Du kommer jumpa när man sitter på gas station.
Kontakt nu.
Han är där. Du kommer bli känd nu.
Men går det sen.
Ja.
Ja, så. Ja, nu var det där.
Ja. Jag firar som minus. Okej, kanske. Oj.
Bara pusha.
Timme
Come on, you can do it.
Han vill bara beama. Jo, teamet sier på. Jeg har 2 bills nå. Jeg er død.
24 år.
Jeg
Oh
lever.
my goodness.
Jeg gasker den, jeg kan kaste en gasker.
Jeg er død. I boksen min. 90 watt.
Ja, vi må.
Kill him!
Han fikk 4 minus.
Nice, fucking shit. Shit on.
Han har på meg. Legg 2 på meg. 57 watt.
How did he get shot?
Da ligger mest på båden min. De kommer til å få 57 watt på en.
Nice. Nice.
He needs to target the 80 white, like... He needs to target that guy and make it 1v1.
Han der tror ikke jeg har Mats. Han driver over 3. Nice.
Come on, you can do it, please.
Nice.
Du har minus. Jeg tror ikke de har noe skyld nå. Bare på mine.
You can do this. Cards end soon. But it doesn't fucking matter. Let's see. Wait. 3 builds and a dream.
Nice. Du har en bild.
Nine HP.
Yep. For rått.
Why so many fucking hairs? Ha ha ha, yeah, like you would do anything.
4 games, 4 bra. Nice spot. Bra.
My man, you dumbass is 4-0.
Går vekk ikke.
Oh my god.
Should I type it? I can't type. Oh, it's annoying. Chat is so annoying. Like, I swear. Not my chat, I'm talking their chat. Like, they die, and chat saying you're bad, like, yeah, you don't even
so many
fucking...
variables proteins have to take care of each
So
game.
annoying.
No matter how similar they are,
People
this
are
can
saying
also
you're
reach to
bad,
something
they have
unique to
0
watch
PR.
in every game of Fortnite.
Literally definition of a 0 PR player.
jam-packed with even cooler
You go
patterns as the season goes on. So stay tuned. We got our eye on the rear view mirror of that battle bus.
Fuck me. Doing us spoilers. Oh. Didn't even start yet. Chat, pick your stream, bro. Come on.
What's going on, Fortnite fam? Welcome back to the Fortnite Champions Series. You've got Zeke, Reese, and Levin here on the analyst desk. And guess what? You've got Shy Waiter and Sancho West in-game. They're already ready. So we're going to board the battle bus and jump into game number 4 on NCS.
His face.
Guild and Gamma, a colossal combination of organizations that have Flick, Anas, and Thomas HD under the helm. These guys are in the lead for the moment, but there are still 6 trios, Sancho, who are possibly up to not qualify.
No doubt, Savit, Lechi, and Wolfies are one of those 6, and we're just seeing how them switching their drop spot is now affecting another of that 6, and that Scouts trio who was there at Steamy Stats. And now they have to find a different way, but now we're going to go into a closer look at Nika, Blaster, and Alpha, our winners of Game 3 here, Match 3. And as I mentioned, this trio has been together for a while. They came in 18th place in the FNCS trios last season, which was different when it had Stark Industry, Doom's Domain, and all those kind of POIs that navigate. They've been together for a long time, and they actually have experience with Airwalk, Skype, and Vato, as Nikov, who was playing squads with them, actually coming in 3rd place, and they're in that FNCS squad. So no love lost between all these mates and all these EU teams. Like I mentioned, they tend to stick close to home. So let's see who's able to come up top and who's going to be able to take away that 1st place finish here today.
Now, what does experience mean, though, right? In round 4, what does it mean over time in an FNCS? For me, it's a lack of hesitation in the trio. When it comes to decision making, even if it's a good or bad decision, it's a quick follow through, and sometimes that can be the difference in winning a game. And even just one more placement point, it is huge. So these experienced trios know what to do. They don't want to leave a teammate behind. They don't want to drop down fully aggro a box.
At the same time, that's what makes ADN, Hardpoint, and Astro so impressive. That they don't necessarily have that chemistry just yet. Coming into the qualifiers, they only had 1 Cash Cup and Cypher PK Cup experience, and that's it. So they came into that qualifiers in week 2, had a decent showing, looking for their footing. As Levin mentioned, they were dropping Pleasant Park. Now they switched it up and going down to Slurp Factory and finding much more success. And that success is providing a lot of chirping, I would say, on the social medias from ADN.
ADN's got a counter, Sancho. He's got a counter of how many times he's winning off spawn.
Yeah.
And I feel like that counter's only going to keep going up. He might have conditioned it enough today to make sure no one else lands there. It looks so good. The past ADN, Karma, Our and Legend as well. Guys have looked good so far today, consistently showing up towards the end game over and over again. 2nd, 16th, and then 4th place. So definitely gaining points every time, and are almost there for a win, too. This is a good showing of what it is kind of to be expected when we hit those heats in semifinals.
Right, and their average elims right now is 2.6, coming in average placement about 7 points, but it's just showing you how consistency is so big of a deal that you could walk away with the Victor Real like Stacio's trio, but now they're slipping all the way down to the 10th place. So that consistency, you could get 1, but you need to string together, as my boy Monster D-Face would say, at least 4 solid games.
And we talk about consistency, let's actually turn the book upside down, rip the pages and translate it to a different language, because all the trios on screen right now have been, I would say, the least consistent today. Wolfie's winning off spawn, but then after that getting pushed in, having trouble making it out. Patty and Knifer rotating inside the zone 24/7 in such a bad position, but in the next game, being ahead of Surge, having everything under control. There are no patterns I'm looking at from either trio on screen at the moment that have been really good to call out. These are very volatile situations we're seeing every game, and they're fighting each other.
Yeah, and the gap between that top 10 is so huge. Literally the threshold, as you want to put a word for it, is at 56 points. And you're just seeing that. It's 56 points for Stacio's trio. Airwalk's trio is literally at 52, Airwalk's trio. And then right below that is Savage trio with 37 points going into this match.
You talk about Savage's trio, that's one of the reasons I think we see Wolfie's Lechi and Save It this far away from Sweaty Fence up at Craggy. They were getting bullied from Salty Cows.
And those are the adjustments you have to make in-game, and those are the ones that, as you see, Karma getting a knock on Scout, so Scout's trio is further slipping further away from that top 10. But those are the kind of adjustments you have to make. We already saw the FNCS trios in the previous finals. We saw Mongo, Mitro, and Tayson having to give up Stark Industry, an uncontested PY, because they're starting to get heavily contested. They went down to Sweaty Sands to go up against Alex's trio, and that caused a ripple effect because Mongo, Mitro, and Tayson were able to walk away with the championship by holding off Alex's trio, with just a couple points lead going into that final frame.
And that was all for the battle for, first place of the EU.
Yep.
Over here today, it's kind of the battle for top 10. Primarily between two trios who are doing very well and are almost tied or close to each other for the moment. They're actually not tied, just double check again. But Airwalks, SD, and Vato, 11th place right now with 52 points. And then Savin, Wolfies, and Lechi, we were talking about before, are in 12th place. Both need to hit that top 10, or it might look like they won't qual for the semis and grand finals overall. They're both new approaching qualifier week. So
I hope
places out.
how's Airwalks' team well. I like Siva, the Lechi, and the Wolfies.
But getting those valuable storm tags. And this is what's so dangerous about needing to qualify in the top 10 as a new trio like Savage, Lechi, and Wolfies. Essentially, is you're going to have teams that have been playing multiple weeks like Savage's trio, who basically now are showing up. They are now in the top 5 finish, and in the previous 12 games they played in round 4 in the first 2 weeks, they have 2 of those top 5 finishes. So they are now getting into the rhythm. If you want to put a sports comparison, I know this is the E reason, but NBA is an international game. It's basically like the Lakers, man. They can play as hard as when they want to, and right now they're choosing to turn it up and play hard.
Lakers are good, but the best team is Miami.
Well, I like Miami. Trio, though, just unusual for this game, honestly, on the north side of the map.
I don't know.
Usually a lot of fights
take inside the storm. At least for the NBA, if we go at F1, I like Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton. But if we go to like NBA, I don't know what team I like. I like Portland because I like Damian Lillard. Plus, I like Indiana Pacers. I like so many fucking teams.
It seems as we've been getting a lot of desert finishes, and right now that Stripe is knocking on the front door of Vato, Airwax, and Etsy here, who cannot afford to go down the moment. They're right now sitting on that threshold of that 11th place here. So this is an engagement they do not have. Blackstar, Marcote, and Tenzin are already qualified through series points. So right now they're just working it out, just putting in those reps in, but a deadly rep could come in on the wrong side for Vato's trio. And that defense was able just to slow them down just a bit. And look at that, what a dangerous trio to have next door. Thomas HD and Anas and Flick from the bottom left side. And Surge is active, so that's why I would explain Blackstar's Marcote and Tenzin's push towards Vato's trio here.
Oh no.
It's just to be a matter of moments. It's not looking good, Child.
Yeah, they have to all in. They're going to get desperate, but they're going to get beamed down as well. This is huge for Airwalks and Vato. 2 picked up already.
Nice.
Blackstone down. Can they get the finishes? They're dropped down to the twice box, though.
Airwalks is in trouble. He actually got dropped down to the bottom of this diner at this moment here.
His team is down.
Airwalks would be on the wrong. No, actually, Airwalks gets a knock on Thomas. What? The veteran Airwax here was able to show out, gets dropped into the bottom of the diner.
Oh, you're trolling.
And has a huge clutch against the team that's been eliminating, coming in with an average 8 elims of the day.
First place down. Holy boys.
These guys are getting bullied for a whole zone.
Yeah, thank you to the sub to our sub. Thanks so much.
Back to back, and dropped into the first place team's box and take out 2 of their team members. That is huge for them moving up in the top 10. That is just a huge play overall.
That is such a confidence booster. That's just to let you know that you still got that veteran prowess, the experience ring true, not to be scared of those moments.
What makes things a bit scarier for this trio on screen, Savin, Wolfies, and Lechi. I know I said there were 12th place, just 1 place behind Airwalks, SD, and Vato. But the point differential, the point differential. It's 52-37 when this game started. And after those 3 elims, it's 6 points even further. So elims have to be made up right now.
Wow.
That's exactly what Wolfies is the best at. with Lexi, but taking a little bit of damage while getting it. It will get patted down. This fight that went from Craggy Cliffs all the way down now to the Coliseum finally has some form of closure.
And what a beautiful box play from Wolfies. Went to get the cone, didn't get it the first time, but was able to get that piece control in the second time. And they got a great box elim as a trio, now fighting hip to hip, trying to survive metaphorically, not only this game, but trying to move into that top 10 together as a trio.
And that goal is 56 points. They're at 41 right now. So they'll have to do that.
Yeah.
6 more times. That is huge. Just to make up the difference and then have an end game.
And that is the thing of you switching a trio. The rules, your series points gets reset. Savit making that choice, understanding that he made that decision in the long term. He did make a post on social media talking about, hey, I know what I'm doing. This is about the grand finals. That's where the bag is. So he's understanding that not only he picked up the trio of the duo of Woodsy and Letzi, who've been together for so many different kinds of events, but to be able to understand that foresight, but it's just, he has to get in now.
And for everyone else ahead of the pack in the top 5, looking to say if they have what it takes, don't drop at our spot coming into semis. It's Flick and Austin Thomas, who are down in Austin Thomas HD, and Flick is right on the walls of Airwalks, SD, and Vato. We've got Blaster Recon and Alpha, who stay low-key till the end game, so they'll still be around. We'll see them battle it out. They're very close to AD and Hardfind and Astro, a 1-point difference. And then Taste and I dropping Savage on your screens. We're seeing the gameplay from 4th place, their perspective. And once again, their game plan is there. Make sure you have that moisture to survive in the desert, have the shields, use them if need be, get aggressive, get greedy, and you have that harpoon with Taste in every game to refresh. And he finds them every time. It's honestly the key to their game plan.
And we're gonna get a finish in the sand. Sand, expect a lot of sand tunneling rotation. The Colossal Coliseum looming in the distance. One team sitting on the high ground. Now we're gonna take a look. So many catacombs invested here. Astro ADN, sitting at decent height. And look at the damage that Wolfies let you have. Look at the threshold they have. 138 above the Storm Surge and only 2 Elins. It just shows you that they're battle worn and tested.
You mean 1,000?
Rotations going down the steam stacks, as you mentioned, making a huge rotation arc right or down to the north side here of the safe zone. They're prime and ready. They're going to need a pop-off game just to make things a little bit easier for them, considering that they pretty much put 2 games into the bucket that did not have any kind of fruitful points to get up that leaderboard style. Big time struggle for them as iDrop, Savage, and Tayson, who no doubt have qualified, are going to try to put on a showcase to let the rest of the region know that they're the ones to be not messing.
All 73 points. This is their time to take first once again. It's just like in that clutch situation. They're on low ground once more. Sansa, you mentioned it. Veteran type stand tunnel rotations. They know exactly when to leave, how to peek, where to go. They might start
They definitely well. Nice.
All these guys knowing that everyone
They can easily come back to first. They can go to first, no cap.
That is huge.
Wow.
If they kill somehow Astro.
It takes a little bit to burrow yourself.
Wait, is Astro dead? I see Adina and Hardfind, but where's Astro? Oh, battle, no. Oh no.
No shield now. The moment here, Airwax, who has 2 big name Elins. Now he's out and down. It's up to Vato, and the miracle run in this match may have just been too much. The battle worn, the wounds from the rest of the lobby were just too much to bear for Vato's trio, and they no doubt close to going down. But on the same kind of battle worn track is Wolfie's Legend Saturn, looking much stronger in health. They still have some work to do to get inside the safe zone, and now they're getting held out by the people in the zone, trying to work as much as possible and get in. And get in, as they say. This German, English, Irish trio from International Flair doing all that they can to stay on their feet to make sure that they're sniffing that top 10 here in Game 4.
But why are they wearing Germany though?
SD Airbox and Vato got taken out. These guys have the room to catch up.
Yes.
This is the moment. This is the game. Still below 41 points. They haven't really done much past that point. And, you know, placement points haven't been anyway to hand out for the opponent right now, though. For everyone who's playing in this mode, it is a max pull and no last position for it. There's one purple true who's trying to get an advantage, but this is going to be a long haul. There's a river involved as well.
Definitely that river. You could take a dip.
Bruh, height with an RPG. Oh shit.
Believe so, yes. RPGs could just get shot out from Browner there. So Browner now has its own Stesios trio there now, no doubt. Maybe out. The reason why we say that is there's very limited RPGs. There's usually one guaranteed from the character there. Down in the Hydro 16, you could pick one up from a shark. But the chances of that happen are very rare. Outpost has stair top from Kiko as he's leading his team through, using that bridge for a little bit of temporary relief.
Or sometimes you can get a quad RPG from, how's it called? Craigie. But it's like 1 in 3 chance every game. It's not like it's a quad RPG, right? Are they called? I forgot. Come on, shit on Lechi, boy. Shit on Lechi. Nice. GG. But my... That wasn't worth it. There's no way. And he, asshole, he missed the flopper. He literally had a free. That was such a dumb play. They got like 1 extra point fine, but now you lost height.
Mateos and Code who have gotten height. They're one of those 6 trios who need to hit top 10 and stay in there as well. So a huge game for them.
iDrop
still alive and next to Tayson's box on low ground. iDrop goes down as Storm Surge ticks through. Past this, everyone is still moving forward.
iDrop got fucked.
Now we're going to keep looking focused. This will be huge for Manu and Code and Mateos. They are the Spanish trio that need a finish.
I think only Lechi left.
Let's look at the low ground. Lechi is the warrior. Another solo run from Wolfie Savage in that trio. Can Lechi? He does get it.
No, fuck.
Full refresh. And another big shot and the Elin from Lechi.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Lechi.
So Browner with the RPG fell down, had to give that up because the retake from
oh fuck, Savage.
The effects of a high
come on, Tyson.
Now you're looking at down below.
Okay, Lechi got fucked.
Coming from Rito Rowe, who's been very strong against the Playwell team, now cooking together as a trio on the low ground. Looking really solid with 4 elims and a strong.
But they have like barely mats.
And they're gonna be a power trio looking for anybody that falls down to their clutches.
That really good way to do drop.
That they're looking strong. The question is, do they have enough mats going?
I might go replays tomorrow and check. I don't know. We'll see. I swear I've been dropping.
So close. And every team above them, though, that means that they're not going to be able to survive for long using a harpoon now to break those in front of them. Because they want to alert people right above with the shots. Everyone goes
Tayson's still alive.
Over and over again. There's no space.
Maybe this is why he has a big ego? No, I'm joking. Maybe this is why he's the best player in the game. Ooh, who is that? GG. Oh, Tayson died. Tayson got so much placement. He got top 4, I think. I mean, top 5, not top 4.
And really bully the people below.
A lot of the big names are out of this fight, but that means that's a great opportunity for the Spanish trio at height to move up their leaderboard. Right now, coming in 23rd
Chico is fucked.
Before this match, so this will be
I think the team on height are gonna win.
And now you're seeing Kiko on the low ground, making their way through forward, sitting on the front side at a very strong position.
Oh fuck this! Oh, this is the fucking dumbass team that's going to retail.
So right now, Flixie does go down to. It looks like they sent down Mateos, so now Mateos is going to try to do his best to cause some chaos. Mateos is now in the fight with Code here. They're going back and forth. Now Code is now being sent down as well against Mashi.
Man, is winning. Let's go. You ain't winning this, boy. I win this dumbass.
choppers and some peppers as well. Will that make the difference is the question. There's a third team though alive at the same time. Looks like Kelsey goes all the way towards the end. There's a Siphon that comes super slender. That could also be the difference maker. Looks like he has no builds.
Let's go.
Yes, it will be Mono at the end of the day.
Let's go.
The position and
Win that shit, boy.
out that game against an RPG and every other top trio that tried their best to win game 4.
Yo, the Spanish trio, a trio that
You
we
mean
haven't mentioned
Portuguese.
throughout the entire day,
Okay.
needing to finish
Fuck,
in the
they're
top
first.
10, get a very clutch
Yo,
victory
yo,
out
yo,
here
yo.
in match
Yo, boys,
4.
boys, you need to
Vamos,
grief them. Come on.
man, what a great ride right
Okay,
there. But,
Hardfire in
like I
second,
mentioned,
of
a lot
course.
big names look
Taste
out
and
in that
Savage
match
third,
early
let's
in games.
go.
Be interested to see where they end up on the
Unica
leaderboard. So let's
fourth,
take it to
Flick fifth.
Levin and
Okay,
Reese to break it
okay.
all down.
Okay, Seavid the 12th.
Thank you guys so much. Fantastic cast on the day. Now, guys, kind of what Sachi was saying, it's so weird because like
Well,
all these high-profile
second
trios
to
that
last,
we're
third to
used to,
second.
there was no one there,
Ah.
right? Mateo and his trio, they find this opportunity. They're like, look, we just have high ground. We just have to do what we're doing.
Wait,
And
hamstring?
ultimately, they push it to a heel-off.
Alright, how's the stream going? Good. How you doing? It's obviously not going great for Villa. As you see, 4 points. Oh wait, 4? I thought they had 2. Oh, nice, man. Come on, get to that 31st place. Yeah, they're definitely not getting... They already qualified, so they really don't give a fuck. But yeah.
Stop.
Wait, John, let's check. Let's check what. Let's check Twitter. Let's check Twitter. What they say. What they say. Oh, my man got fucked. Bruh. My man said, would get a Benji Fishy career code tattooed on me for a follow at this point. And then Benji, okay. And this man says, fuck.
Samjet.
Ja, det kan vi aldri nok.
Opp. Vi skulle aldri dippe for til hvis det var urått.
Din er så laveste drop.
Så det.
Jeg er på Doggers.
Jeg får flekktops.
Ja, hva stiller han dog, altså?
Jeg blir 50-50, eller tror jeg. Hva var
Det
det?
er 50-50.
To. Jeg tror det er 2 på meg.
Jeg tror han tipper på Nams.
Ja, det er 2 på meg. Jeg tar hjelp.
Come on, win this shit.
De splasher. Jeg er mest i stør.
Ja.
Jeg tror det er 3 folk på meg. Kom, Ager.
Ja, på vei.
30. Nei da.
True crack.
Nice.
Så det
Ja. Det var nice, ja.
Imagine dancing. They're still not gonna place in heats.
Så... Ja, det var nice.
just Savage and Tayson here for this game?
Looks like it. I mean, Savage and iDrop have a lot of duo experience together. I'm not sure how much experience Savage and Tayson have together, but we'll pick up on that in a bit. Go back into Lechi, Wolfies, and Savage, who looks like they were able to. Looks like not yet. Not yet. I was gonna say maybe they conditioned the spot, but not yet. The trio is still here, and we know that Scouts trio, who, because of this, kind of put them all the way down to the 20th, and that's not good, man. They kind of dropped all the way down, and they were having a decent run until Lechi, Savage, and Wolfies decided to make this their new drop spot.
I feel like that conditioning came through. It might just be an NPC in the middle of the fray that offers them some ammos and whatnot. The cool thing though is, the best placement you can ever get, just in general,
They land Steamy?
EUF and CS is right outside of Steamy. It's those houses. Having 10th placement overall, I think for Steamy it's somewhere closer to 15.
Oh, they switched their spot.
I love those houses. Those are some fantastic. It's a very deceptive amount of gold in those houses. We haven't really touched on gold routes just yet. We haven't seen the influence of the NA East region with the big chill, or the boom sniper making an appearance here in the EU side of things, as we have been seeing with trios like, who's the trio that kind of pulled it out there? Palazzo's trio was able to use the big chill as a huge advantage there in the qualifiers too. Haven't seen it yet, but yeah, those northern houses, a lot of gold, decent amount of chests. Of course, the Dragon's Breath snipers out there, but it is very costly to acquire.
Yeah, Slender, Mosh, and Kiko overall, first place right now for you guys in the EU region. Started off the day a little bit rocky at 26th place in game 1, but with a 9th, 3rd, and 2nd, getting almost double-digit elims in 2 of those games. It's enough of a consistent performance to keep them up here. Meanwhile, to harp on something that Levin actually said for Lechi, Wolfies, and Sagan. Yes, they might not be in that top 10, but they kind of went over a huge hurdle of being behind by 20 points in that last game. Now they're close to tied with everyone around them. This will be a very important game for them. And you were talking about Scott, Sancho. Agni and Zesson are now here somewhere near Weeping, getting into a huge fight with Sterling.
We're just seeing the butterfly effects of one team changing their drop spot, affecting another, and now it's affecting another here at the Weeping Woods, which is amazingly in the FNCS community has been created as a split. I don't know how you could find so much value out of a split of Weeping, but when you get to this point where big time teams are landing in big POIs, even in landmarks, and Fortnite Pro will find some, I guess, some juice out of that rock.
They're finding liquid where it shouldn't be inside rocks. And Lucky Rock earlier today as well with Tayson Savage, Night Drop. I'm just so interested to see how Lechi's game goes here today.
Yeah, and this trio has been having some solo performances. To harken back to the FNCS trios last season, Sundown and I always talked about a solo performance has to happen where you get points where you had no business of getting to. And Wolfie's doing that, was able to maintain the momentum, getting some valuable placement points. And then we saw, I believe it was Lechi doing that as well, getting some valuable placement points. And maybe an elim, he was cooking, getting a lot of elims. We're able to walk away with a nice to-go plate, as you say, with some nice valuable points. So those are the performances it's going to take for Savage, Wolfies, and Lechi to get in. And right now, they're sitting really good. We talked about that gap. Child, they were in the 30s to 7, now they're in the 50s. So now they're in, definitely in the ranks. But they're still walking that tightrope of slipping off of that top 10 finish.
Hey, talking about these solo performances being on a hot plate, dinner might be too spicy for that trio because every time it goes towards the south, that's where these guys end up doing those solo performances again. And I know you're saying, Sancho, you need 1 or 2 of them, but to be forced to play solo every single game is just so daunting. Historically, it doesn't really happen that much, so I hope this trio can keep it together for that late game.
To jump on that as well, the loot, there's not a lot of power weapons to do that in close quarters. In previous past, you would have a man and a half pump shotgun to put a blast into someone's dome to get 200 plus tags. You can still do that. It's just a little bit tougher to do. And now there's a tough battle for Hardfight ADN. And looks like the last time they were able to rotate through here very easily, now we have another battle kind of ringing out here between ADN and Blackie Street.
This is such an odd fight because you saw Blackie kind of hunkered down in Lazy Lake. This time a fully active trio moving around the map. Somewhere near Reaping Woods. Adian's been so good off spawn so far, but this is a mid-game fight where it looks like he's a little bit confused in the builds. Finally finds the right way to aim and look. DKS also a little bit of a result of all this off-spawn pressure we're seeing. Moved off the POI fast, looking for somewhere else to live. But everyone's already paying rent in every single spot. And no one wants to share rooms, so you get these fights. They're going up high, Adian bouncing up like it's a high ground retake in an end game, but this time it's a little bit too isolated, so there is room for the enemies to beam in and bunker down. Blackie and GTS is taking over hardfight as well. I'm surprised no one's even shooting this out from either team.
I'm shocked that this build fight is happening. This is a build fight for, I guess, for Pride build fight.
100%. We can look at the mats in people's inventories. We can see their ammo counts. There's always an invisible resource bar in play, especially for ADN, Hardfight, and Astro. That's ego. And it's here.
It's
they don't want to be afflicted off spawn at all. Once again, this guy's a counter on Twitter as to how many times he's winning off spawn. I think he's extending that little bit of a parameter to just winning fights in general now.
Extended to rotations, I suppose. You mentioned the third party. It looks like it's here from Patty and Knifer. So now they're walking up. They see this monstrous structure being erected. And
how was Patty and Knifer even here this early? These guys are a Coral Castle trio. And now they're all the way at the bottom side of the map.
Well, Child, they built this huge structure, dude. You can probably see, it doesn't matter what render distance you have on, dude, epic and beyond. You see this huge build fight, you must think that someone's in shambles. I mean, literally ADN down to 6th build. So, hey, if you build it, they will come. And certainly the third party has come.
That's so interesting in EU for this qualifier. Usually we see the most, like, the most different thing happen is people catching up and people like Wolfies, you know, being close to the top 10. You don't see a point switch happening and then a POI switch happening to this extent. Coral Castle ending up at Slurpy Swamp. What was it? Sweaty Sands ending up at Steaming Stacks. So many different switches going on in game and on the leaderboard. It's making us basically watch a brand new tournament at this point.
Whole new tournament with only 2 matches to go. Thomas HD, ringing true to his reputation, has the most FNCS sniper elims of all time in the EU region, Shire.
Yeah, no matter how many times things change, some facts stay the same.
No doubt, and this team was coming into first place before this match. Like, they were at the top of the board, but Airwax was able to knock them down.
No way you said FNCS snipes of all time.
Just showing you how if you take a mid-game fight, how much costly it can be in the rest of the board. Granted, they definitely want to avoid that kind of slide going further into the semifinals, but now we're seeing a rise here, not a slide from Kiko's trio, who performed really well coming into second place. They navigated that treacherous low ground and went back and forth across the river. Kiko's team has put it out a 108 points performance. And this is what you're seeing, a couple of teams style, some a little bit playing out of their box, some just sticking to boxes, and their consistency has worked out for them considering that they're on top of the entire leaderboard today with an average elims of 6 and an average placement of 10.
Oh, the box looks good, white edited. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I like that. Wow, dude, put that on a poster, dude. Put that on a poster with the, you know, one of those Fortnite backbling cats hanging off from a tree.
I think it's a poster I've seen inside people's room, actually. So that's where I got it from.
Ooh, okay.
It's their strat, honestly, right? Like,
No earnings, wash.
I think it'll happen with this trio, but maybe take off the sunglasses, put on some, you know, reading glasses and the turtleneck, because this will just be.
This is game 5, by the way, chat. After this, one more game.
And Fortnite beat that we're going to be seeing from this trio. They're just very consistent so far, and they're taking first.
I was going to say, we've seen them have the prowess to fight really well off spawn, so they could do it all. Off spawn fighting and metered fighting throughout the way, but a team that has not been on the meter, they've been kind of on a terror throughout this entire time, child, and they're looking like they could get some more elims here. 8 average, except for that previous match, but now they're out here trying to collect another trio and add them to their leaderboard placement.
And I can't call these guys a trio, honestly. I can't today. Because every game thought that we've seen it, it's been one of these guys going down. It's been a duo game or a solo game over and over again. And I'm not trying to harp on it. That's really impressive. To be at first in 1 point, to be in the top 5 right now still, off of solo and duo performances, while every other team we're seeing winning, you know, be off of a heal off or something, that is absolutely insane.
This trio has been in that kind of situation before. I believe last season it was Flick that would always go down first. But as you know, just because you go down first, that doesn't mean you didn't contribute any point of the fight. So now they're fighting together as a trio. They're fighting in the same box against Diox, Earth, and Waffler, who are trying to stave off a very top team as much as possible. But look at these opportunities here. The shots go in, 52 tag of Waffler. Now he's going to retreat back into his trio. The pressure is on from Thomas, Flick, and Anas as they move up a grid. We're talking about fronts being created, but every time they retreat just a little bit, Thomas, Anas, and Flick are taking that opportunity to move up a grid and move up a square to surround this trio who is definitely on the black foot.
That's called scaling. Every time there's an opportunity to push up fast and get more space, you scale with it over and over again. So right now, Waffler pushed all the way back. There's no chance to have any positional power there. Thomas JC controls it all.
It's like box warfare, Shio. Like in the trenches, you're just moving inches, getting further and further toward an Elam.
They didn't get an Elam, though, that's unfortunate. But they did control the ground 4 house of everything that's there. Hopefully that warfare will result in an Elam soon. Last unique of an Alpha, though, opposite story. Joshua going down to Alpha, who looks like he's completely in his own box, fighting his own battles on his own war fronts. Got some nice feels. Don't have height yet, though. They're playing on low ground. I feel like they have some of the best loadouts to do so, but we've seen so far everyone has been from heights.
Every victory out, ringing true from height. We only saw one time where Tayson's trio contested height. Did cause a little bit of a mix-up there for a brief moment, but ADN, Hardfight, and the other trio mate were able to hold on true and get the victory out despite being contested. A little calm.
Anas, Flick, and Thomas fighting somebody. This might be the game they get 10th place.
A lot of people gesturing, just moving inches to inches. Weeping Woods finishes are always so interesting, Shio. As we're seeing 70 people alive, 24 trios.
Yeah, because you get a lot of mats from Weeping.
People will have the opportunity to refarm a lot of wood. And here is a little bit of a skirmish broken out here. Now they move from the basement up to the first floor here. Looking for it. That fight is still happening of Waffler, Earth, and Diox. Still just trying to retreat. Look how much real estate that Thomas, AC, and Nas and Flick. They were literally on the outside of this cabin, and now they've claimed a lot of space control in the basement, and they're now moving their way up to the first floor. This is like, is this a lava LTM where Nas, Flick, and Thomas are just going to keep pushing?
Speaking of that, there is a lava LTM.
We'll see how that unfolds going forward. But now we're seeing Karma, Legend, and I guess War doing really well. I mean, they've been weird. Like I'm trying to place my finger on how they've been playing. They've been very consistent and been around, but we're taking it nice and steady. Nice and steady, and that's why they had a really decent place going into 7th place into this fight. But I'm just impressed with this trio that not really falling into the, I guess, the rhythm of the rest of the lobby.
Yeah, they're playing like a top 10 trio. 100%.
Yeah, well, you know, but they're not causing a ruckus. You know what I mean? They're not getting involved in like bizarre fights or bizarre build-ups. They're sticking true to their plan. But I'm just surprised how they were able to get to that top 10, that top 2 finish in the first match. And other than that, they've just been around. You know, they've just been hanging out, being like a wallflower. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like activators kind of to every single zone. People who like pushing boxes, who like taking proactive positions, and end game might drop down and force fights on low ground, or, you know, like Thomas and Tayson, who's tried multiple times going for height. And then there's trios like OR Karma and Legend who get ahead of zone. They react more so than activate. They stay passive and let the free elims basically come to them. And do that every single game. Stick with game plan. You don't, you know, it's not shown. That just means you're playing even better if you can't really pinpoint where they're doing really well.
I gotta say, if that build off for a Nas 80, for ADN trio with Heartfight, If that works out for height, I'm gonna be so shocked if that structure actually becomes in their benefit going forward.
I mean, they can double up on it. I've doubled up on the bars drop today.
Ooh,
kind of nice.
A lot better than now, right? Bars counter, you know?
Goal's been a huge thing, man. And the bars this season. I G here almost every single game, too. But one thing I also wanted to talk about with Victory Royales now that we're getting closer towards the end game. We can see two different types of VRs in just a few moments. We can see somewhere it's a team like ADN, Hardfight, and Astro, or Kiko, Thunder, and Mosh, that just extends the lead and steals points away from everyone else and makes top 10 that much more solidified. One of these top 5 teams wins. Or it could be like the win we just saw from Code, Manu, and Mateos. A comeback victory royale that shakes up the top 10, that makes the top 50 even more volatile. Either way, it'll make game 6 that much more different. So this game is we are the team, depending on who is going to win, is going to make such a difference. Regardless of if they need that win, if they need serious wins, whatever it is, the win will matter so much right here, right now.
It looks like Earth gets knocked by Savage, so that lava pushes him closer and closer, pushes in the hands of Savage, Lecce, and Wolfies. But now we're seeing all the shots ring out because the sound of Storm Surge is true. So far, 14 players have to go down, so that's why the aggression holds out. So everyone who's being chill, moving inches, is now moving feet in, or I would say meters forward. And those huge steps are going to cause a lot of shockwaves throughout the time. Now you're seeing a Nas here taking some huge damage, and down goes Flick as well. As, in fact, Keandro and Jeff were able to knock 2 down, but Wolfies and Lecce is still up. Thomas AC is now by himself, and Kiko, Mashi, and Slender are sitting in the mid-ground of this little skirmish for the brief moment here. But those rings of shots of so much people went down. It was 10 plus needed to go down, and now 4 only have to go down. And I just want to know what's going through the heads of all these players seeing this man-made mountain on the right side that was created, and who's going to take advantage of that high ground. Well, now we're seeing a nice dead side rotation here from Kiko's, Mashi, and Slender. Very tactical. Actually taking out Lecce.
Was that
wow.
as well? That was that it looks like, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
little shit on.
Wolfies, Savin, and Lecce, who were trying to do the same kind of rotation, not white line it. No, actually, Wolfies and Savin is alive. Lecce was left. Lecce was left. Was a straggler. There's always a straggler sometimes in rotations, but now Kiko now is going to be not even left behind, gets thrown right into the box to get looted. And let's take a look at it. That is not a mountain, folks. That's why it's being so built up. That was actually a build-up that's now into play. As we're seeing the duo of Taste and Savage still up together.
The Savage's trio, 1 top 5 in quals 1 and 2, 3 today. So they're here to play. And they're having fun. Whether it's off spawn, whether it's all the way up in these end games, they're trying to retake height. Something you don't usually see up in EU or just in any games in general across the world in so many regions. It's always 7th zone trio solidifying their hold on the server. This time though, SD Vato Airwalks, they're here to play. We just saw Savage's trio up in mid-ground looking at what they want to do. AD and Astro and Hardfire right below Robin, Yasuo, and Browner. They're getting ready too for this next zone to lock in. Past that though, on low, Blaster, Alpha, and Nikov. Getting couches maybe, a new fireplace for the home we're usually watching them in. It's always low ground and it's always consistent with those guys.
Now we're seeing on the, not exactly the front of the zone, still of a very decent pool that AD and Hardfire and Astro have to navigate. They're choosing to go late as much as possible.
And Kiko also got picked up while we switched off this perspective.
262 goal.
I was about to say it might be good for ADN overall.
How?
But it's going to be the same type of stakes as they
Nice.
into a box and take out
Somehow they didn't take it. Well, they took only shield damage and a little bit while coming strong.
The brute strength is just causing so much hits. It does cost them Astro though. So now the duo ADN and Hardfire, the newfound trio, is now gonna have to work as a duo. Can their chemistry of the
How
duo kind of
are they
survive
below
this?
with
Kiko's
literally
still up and
5
still
kills? Like it's so
ADN's going
like
faster than anyone
what?
else. Flipping. They're switching and swapping.
Taste and Savage a
through
lot worse eye
moving
drop.
upwards to make sure he doesn't get caught up in this low ground that is drastically changing. It's like
What happened to eye drop?
moving towards the mountain as well, so high ground will have a chance to bully out anyone who's trying to go for deep breaths and make sure they can survive. You can see the effect of pressure on the bottom right of your screen. Pico, Slender already down. These guys barely having any shield to work with. A bouncer. No materials. No, actually, he could not connect all the way up there in the sky. Still has a few materials, Pico, but everyone now is bouncing. You can see on the left side of your screen. Brown is going to be one of the last ones to make that switch in rotation. Yasuo still sticks on the height, but there's so much going down in this endgame.
Not only that, Storm Surge tags are coming in through. 4 players have to go down, and you can see the beams coming from the sky, causing so much havoc down below. Wolfies is still alive. Wolfies is still up.
Bruh.
Jason just took out Alpha down below.
Nice.
Gets a reply onto him and Savage finds him with elimination in the
Steven dead.
Hardfine going solo in a decent layer here. No one inside on this layer. He does have some occupants up above. He has to be careful.
Wolfie's
He's out
dead.
of match completely. Now he's going to be desperate looking for a refresh.
And ADN will have to see what he can do with 3 more elims so far. That's 7, no 8 for the trio in total. Another solo clutch to play.
Now the clutch is on the line here. 8 Elin solo for the trio. He does have 3 floppers. He's going to try to eat a little bit, looking for an opportunity. He's going to have to utilize some bounces. He just sees some relay here. This could be a huge opportunity to go in and get not only that and Elin, but a massive refresh. But as you see, the Storm is going to go back up this mountain, and it could be a matter of moments before ADN goes down. The question is, as Airwatch does go down in the feed, so can that trio stay out? ADN does go down. The lack of builds was too much to bear. But looking at the new high contenders,
Nikov's still alive.
Gray and Shakos, who now waited patiently and had the perfect precision throughout the entire day, not only in mini engagements, but now they have High Child, and now we go down to another solo performance of Nikov, who is doing really well as a trio, considering that they have 9 elims in this match so far.
How will the solo clutch go with no builds and height, looking down for big shots? Nikov can't
GG.
survive and goes down to the zone. MXR with a huge 3-piece on Browner.
I don't think one big team has won so far today.
And depths of the leaderboard and low ground, they climb high all the way to height and just eliminate everyone in the lobby.
And they get 8
Exactly.
and the Victory Royale.
Come on.
11 the whole time we were asking, what can they do with the uncontested
trolling.
stronghold? And what a strong performance
trolling.
right there. Hold on to the high ground.
Already have
and
this
get
emo.
the Victory Royale. We're going to take a look at the leaderboard from the analyst
Already
desk
have this
and
emo.
see how everything is affecting that top 10.
Oh.
All right, we're doing it. We gotta have our bingo punch cards because now we're seeing a brand new trio. They made
Okay, Astro first, Nikov second.
Once again,
yeah,
it's just kind of like these
Shay
right? Height,
fourth,
being able to
I
control
drop
that and
fifth.
dictate what all these other trios are
Okay,
doing at any given time.
okay. For yeah,
That
for
equals
Kamal,
Victoria,
7, blah
boom,
blah
simple.
blah.
Math equation done.
See with 11th, air.
What we've seen
Oh,
earlier on was the
only
fact that,
2
you know, they didn't have
points.
fight all the way through moving like games 1, 2,
Yo,
and
boys,
3.
everybody from here to
2 games
here,
in a row, and
please
actually
pop
had the
off.
rocket launcher as well. So
Or
this is
these
2 games in a row
teams,
that
or
Browner's
these
team had
teams
that kind of
pop
perfect
off.
positioning in that kind of starting of the end game. You know, that 6th, 7th,
Bruh.
but unfortunately lost it and didn't manage to clutch the Victory Royale.
They didn't have
Yeah, when
a
it
good
comes to the
time.
people who actually did win, get the victory out though, right? These guys,
Bro, do you get any emotes? No wait, my man doesn't have. My man doesn't have any. Oh my goodness, my man doesn't have. Why don't you have? Why don't you have emotes?
Oh,
Last game of the day. Can they get 100 kills and win this?
Kopplan.
Why the fuck did the stream stop? Do you want me to end the stream? My man. The ended stream. Fuck. See chat.
I'm gonna go bathroom 1 sec.
Oh wait. Where did the audio go? I was saying like what?
That last qualifier,
Okay, finally.
Kind of dropped off. So teams being a little bit inconsistent, but overall there's a huge potential here. So it'll be really good to see them getting to the semis and the finals after that.
We'll have to see which trios can kind of push it, because right now, this is it, right? We have one game left to try and jump into that top 10 to steal away another spot, but if that spot is stolen, that means someone from top 10 fell out, right? And at that point, we're hoping that we have enough series points to take us into semis, but right now, this is it, the final opportunity to make up series points or place top 10 Fortnite fam. We're doing this one last time in Europe for qualifier number 3. Let's send it back over to our casters to take us in.
One last time, one last chance for so many different trios. This last call for Europe, I mean, Sancho, this is going to be a very intense Game 6.
We were talking about it at the beginning of the day that the intensity was there. Even in Game 1, you were seeing the edits be very passive. You were seeing the pokes being very passive. But now the intensity is all kicking up. Everyone's in rhythm. Everyone's in stride. Who is going to finish in the top 10 is the question that we need to be answered, because they move on to the next stage and they keep the fight on. But Shiloh, so far, so many teams have been having big pop-off games here. Just like the Manus trios, they were able to have a big pop-off coming from the 20th place, pushing themselves forward to that top 10.
Yeah, just for Manus trio and people alike in that situation. Yes, they're walking on that Game 6 tightrope, but there's no net below them. For Savid, Wolfies, and Lecce, they did not play together in the previous weeks. This is one of the first times they're running it, through with Europe. If they slip and fall here, there's no coming back. This is the last chance to be able to qualify and stay inside that top 10. Let's see if they have the potential to break it out, starting over at Sweaty Sands, but then switching over to Steamy Stacks, making it uncontested. But now it's Sarawet, QG, and KK Wexo who are here to fight.
What an interesting develop that's happening right now. 26th place going up against 11th place. It looks like Sarawet gets beamed and destroyed and gets knocked quickly. And they're about to make some quick work out of this trial.
These guys are dropping over at Weeping. I believe the team at Savid, Wolfies, and Lecce came to contest at Steamy, moved to Weeping to kick this team out to come to Steamy. So this is a rebound move that Wolfies and Lecce and Savid, I'm not sure, either forced or got the experience, is actually paying off in bounds for them, because it looks like they have 3 free elims. I mean, it's Lecce and Wolfies on your walls. Save it as well to make sure he has pressure to end it all too. They go straight in hand, and that is a trio wipe to start the game.
And that was big, considering they're sitting at 11th place going into this match. But they're not the only trios that need a huge performance. Dan Danzarilia and Shaco are in 17th place. Scout, Calm, Bagfee, and Zeston are 23rd place. Code, Manu, Mateos in 15th place. And Zarios, Gacheto, and Ale War in 27th place. So can Ale Ward's trio have that performance that Manu's trio had and get a victory royale to get them in and have a chance at the top 10?
More currently as well, with those elims, David Wolfies and Lecce, they take over Airwalks, ST, and Vato, another trio that's not qual. Every elim that happens rebounds these two trios back and forth. They are head-to-head against each other for this game 6. Every time we see something happen with Wolfies, it's going to affect Vato no matter where these guys are on the map. Is basically what I'm trying to say. So this is a very unique circumstance we don't get to watch, honestly, ever, especially in EU. This will determine which trio we get to watch for the semis and the finals as well. So high stakes up on the plate.
And we had a good look at Diablos, Flecken, and Bayan coming in. Total have 584 series points, so very, very consistent, taking the series points track. But they could actually get in. They're in 8th place. You talked about the team on the bubble. Airwax and Etsy and Vato are in 10th. That Diablo team landing at Colossal Coliseum, who, hey, I have to mention as well, a lot of zones have come down to Colossal Coliseum, or let's migrate their way through that. So no doubt that's definitely led to their success here today. And we're taking a look at another first time on the broadcast, but no strangers to the EU scene, is Advised, Kubix, and Altor, who are currently sitting in 12th place, who've already had a great ride so far in this FNCS. But they're going to have some issues going forward, knowing that they are doing a very popular split. And hey, we had the first taste of the Xenomorph outfit. I never
You're going to see the axe. That thing is humongous.
Oh yes, the power clap axes. Oh my goodness, yes, the aliens pickaxe is by far the biggest thing, but the biggest task still is in the front of this trio right now. Yes, they would like to get in. They're just looking at their previous history. They came in 13th place in the FNCS qualifier once. This just shows you how close they have been. They have been in this position before. In the first week in the qualifiers, this Polish trio. Taking a look around, we're definitely going to keep an eye on the elim feed, but don't forget the teams that we mentioned. You definitely have to keep an eye out for. There's no doubt Kubix, his other kind of teammate of Cammy, has the eyes on this match to see what they do with his split.
So many adjustments will have to be made once we hit those semis. Everyone's qualified from the same.
Oh no, Manu gets knocked.
No way.
Yeah, Manu's
gets
knocked and
finished.
converted. Yeah,
Mateos has the trade though. So it's a 2v2 right now for a trio that once again needs to qual here today and are not in the top 10 threshold. They've had a win, Sancho. They've won a game and still are not in the top 10. You can see how hard every single team is trying, how much it matters. But for some teams not hitting it is going to be absolutely catastrophic. Stasio as well. They had a win. RPG reigning true. Making sure they can practice off of holding down Hydro 16. But what's the likelihood that, this team gets to control that spot going into those semifinals?
I mean, that's definitely you have to keep an eye out going forward. I mean, already you see them down into the Flush Factory. There's always been adjustments, and when the bigger names start putting their social media posts saying we're landing here, this is going to make you think, second guess yourself. Question is, who's going to step up to the plate? Who's going to hit the long-standing big names in the mouth? I'll let them know that they're there to take the throne. Because we're already seeing some of the small names do that here throughout the entire qualifying stage. And time will tell, Shiloh. Time will tell.
And look at that team trying to take the throne. These guys aren't even in the throne room or even the castle just yet. When it comes to SD, Vato, and Airwalks, their chances right now, they are in 11th place, somewhere close to 12th. Because of Wolfies getting those 3 elims off spawn, will make them catch up and be 2 points ahead of Airwalks, SD, and Vato. So they need 1 elim basically to balance it out for the moment.
It's just
Come on,
seeing
Airwalks.
that they don't want to have any engagements. So going forward is they're going to need to find valuable storm tags. They do mark someone out in the distance here, Shiloh.
We've seen them trip up because of this passive play. 100%, they're in good spots to take Surge. Some games are actually below Surge. Meanwhile, we'll see Wolfies, Save It, and Lecce. I mean, you know how they play. They're going straight to boxes. They're ending fights. They're playing risky no matter the stakes. So if these guys continue to be a little bit too passive, it might not work out well.
I mean, they do have championship pedigree, like we mentioned before. They coming into a top 3 finish in the FNCS squads with Sky, Vato, and Nikov alongside with Airwax. So they do have that experience, but sometimes experience can only get you so far, Shayo.
Sometimes patterns show up in EU as well. And for that trio specifically, Airwax, SD, and Vato, they have a really good placement, followed by a few bad placements, and then a really good one pop up again. So to have good placement after good placement 2 games in a row hasn't happened yet for these guys today. Have they peaked is the question. They'll have to break a pattern and stop this big trio in their tracks if they want to qualify.
Yeah, and Etsy is part of that trio that is kind of new, as Vato and Airwax has been together for a long time, and Airwax hasn't been in the semifinals. He made it to the heats, so yeah, he's got to that stage before. But it's been a long time since we've seen him in the finals alongside with Vato. But Wolfie, Lecce, and Savit are doing their best to keep up their big time, and I don't know where Savit is. Is this just going to be Lecce and Wolfie's? Is this going to be on the shoulders of this?
No, he has to be around somewhere.
He has to be around somewhere.
Save It was in Steamy Stacks.
True.
That's something
this could be him pulling up in the whip.
Oh, no, that's a completely different story.
Oh, whoa,
Stay
my
very quiet,
goodness.
Sancho.
Don't
It's
breathe.
fine.
Don't breathe. Don't even emote at this situation. What? Talk about a dangerous trio to literally drive by your bush. And look, Savit is gone. He's out. 1 elim, and now it's going to be up to that historic duos to make sure they're able to carry the load in that huge task of being in the top 10. And already there's still other trios that are on right behind them. It's not going to look good. Chances are low. But if it's up to Lecce and Wolfies, they definitely can have a say, and they may have the loudest voice in the room to make sure they qualify.
Bro.
It's been the 5th zone, I think, that is the trickiest for this trio on screen. Right now, everything always goes to par. Mats always look good. The loot's there. Snipes in inventory as well, but the last 3 games before we watched. So basically,
I feel bad for Nate Shaw.
all the way to game 4.
Bro, he's getting that tattoo because Frosty got 100k retweets.
That might also have surge problems. They get 50-50 in a box. One person gets picked and it's over. I'm not saying there was luck involved last game, but they had a team in the same situation and they turned it around. They used experience in that situation to know to go all in against their opponents, and then they dropped down into, I think it was Flick's box as well. It's like a blade storm of shots. Nessie picked up like 3 different elims, which was huge for them. But if they're waiting for a miracle play, there's a reason they're called miracle plays, Sancho, right? They don't happen all the time. So they'll have to make an adjustment for this game.
They're very far in between. Now we're taking another look. It's been a while since we caught up to Casper Zini and Flixie, as we have been seeing a lot of lazy lake engagements. Looks like they're finally able to kind of control this POI. You're taking a look here. This team has been very, very dangerous at the most top 5 finishes in round 3 with 5 each, alongside with Legends Trio and Lois' Trio. But Casper is no stranger to the scene in the EU side of things, Child.
Now, what does that mean for the next stages coming ahead of us in terms of semis and grands? It's that these guys will only continue to ramp up, and every placement, every performance they have will look even better coming to the next stage. There's teams watching that have qualified will have to break down exactly how Casper and his trios plays, because from round 3 all the way to round 4, even the earlier rounds, they look so good and so confident.
Right.
And continue to get better too. That is huge for the semifinals.
And last season in the FNCS trios, they were able to get to the heat stage all together. Wow. And not to mention, when as a squad, alongside with Anas and Buhai, they finished in 7th place. So we're talking about huge teams with huge experience in the FNCS stage, and not only as a trio, but in squads playing with other teammates that are still fighting for that FNCS championship, that Axe of Champions. And only one person has an opportunity to hold on to it again so far, and that's Tayson, who could hold on to that for another season.
Legend Carmen Hour, who just on your screen as well, are kind of tied actually exactly with Wolfies and Lecce at the moment.
Oh my goodness.
So 78 points. That is top 10 right now on a tie, and right below them is Airwalks SD and Vato. 2 points under.
Man, I'm just like, every time we cut to that, I'm like hoping a sniper shot doesn't whiz over their head, right? I'm hoping that nothing bad goes for these top teams right here. Shakos, Cerelia, and Dan are another 6. All the ones that are trying to fight their way into, sitting at 50 points. So they're going to need a 20, 30 plus as well to advance. So this engagement for them is going to be huge, going up against Freddie and Rooney and Zara. If they could convert this engagement into Elam points, that'd be great. But they have to be careful because there's people on the backside trying to shoot in. No doubt that would be the trio of Kasperste sitting out there in Lazy Lake, sending beams this way. We saw Zinarila at the very end holding on, and he did take tags of ADN. As you see in the feed, Thomas HD gets a knock on Airwax.
No
Damn. Come on, no. Please, no.
On the feed as we're still keeping our eyes on this important engagement as well. Because this is one of those teams.
I hope they got back.
But Airwax, Vato, and Etsy are now in deep trouble as Thomas HD's trio pick up a knock against them. It could be a matter of moments between a top EU region, the new faces, taking out an old name in the region. So we would also be.
What do you mean new faces? Flick and Nos and
Thomas is the sniper.
everybody knows that.
That's true.
He doesn't just use a sniper, he is the sniper player.
That's right.
It might be 100 meter, 200 meter
Wait, it's only a duel.
Confirmation just yet.
It could be a 500 meter snipe, man. That guy can hit from all ranges. It doesn't matter. Just to go back to what Reese said, Lecce Wolfies, they came in 27th place in the FNCS Duos in Chapter 2 Season 2. So that is the strength that they're working with, and no doubt Savid is watching attentively and cheering on the rest of his trio mates.
So many other trios, though. You mentioned, Rilla. These guys with 50 points will have to just have a phenomenal end game and hopefully hit that top 3 to call. Mateo's Code and Manu as well. 61 points in total. They're down about 17 points right now from the top 10. That's a handful of eliminations. Actually, a huge handful. And at the same time, another end game performance that they need that Wolfies and Lecce cannot have. Right now, they are in trouble.
Come on.
HP for Wolfies, no shields. Lecce affected
Come on,
as
keep
well.
spraying. Keep spraying.
Back against the wall. Turnaround performance.
Well, I kind of want them to call. I don't know.
For,
it's like a love-hate relationship.
Find some time, and it's, of course, a Nos, Flick, and Thomas. After that car ride by, they smelled something fishy. And even if they didn't notice at that time, Wolfies and Lecce had to rotate past
Flick,
to
Nos,
go towards the southern part of the map. And I'm not sure if Flick, Nos, and Thomas will let them leave for free.
No matter what, man, if you cheat death once, death will knock on your door again. And Wolfies and Lecce's, their final destination may not be in that top 10. And no doubt, that is the wrong trio you want next door. You're going to have to make this rotation alongside with the best in the EU region, the echelons, the cream of the crop, the leaders of the EU. No doubt, always and the tip of our lips when it comes to predictions.
The leaders of EU right now is Ken, Janice, and Chatix. Benji, Amplify Matzo, Andilex.
There's no music playing currently for these guys. It's just impending doom.
Savage, Itrop, and
That's the
Tyson.
sound going around
These
the
are
boxes.
losers, I would
Wolfies
say.
beam down Lecce, taken to just one shot away from losing shield.
Hold on, man. Just hold the door. Hold the
You're
door.
so fucked.
These are
You're
some of
gonna
the
die.
biggest names
Like,
in
you're
the
probably
EU
gonna die
region,
to Surge
just
as
as
well.
equivalent of Savage and Tayson. These are big names that cannot make it in the next stage here, Sile. This is huge.
Lecce had about 800 builds before. or 80 bills in total. Now he's down to 34 after that pressure. If that happens again, it's done. They can only survive one more full spray down.
No doubt, man. Luckily, as we finally get a look at the zone, it is really close by. But you talk about a small step for them will be a huge leap in terms of survival. If they could just make it in, we're talking about a few meters here in this rotate. But now we're seeing other trios up. Vatos Trios is still up. They're on the brink of it. Look at Manu down in the center being focused. That trio needs to survive as well. Or Artur advising Kubix. It's a different kind of story they have to make, as Mateos does pick up an Elim in the feed, so that's big right there. And Artur in that trio is looking to make some waves here, and they could be the ultimate Green Reaper that take out Lechi and Wolfies.
Absolutely, with 72 points, they're right beside the same threshold of being close to top 10. They can not only push down Lechi and Wolfies, but stop Manu from qualifying. Stop Vato and Airwalks from having a chance at semifinals. And Wolfies and Lechi have made it through, but look at the color and the type of builds around them. Blue mixed with brown, metal and wood together. They're transitioning between builds that are fizzing away, running out. And it looks like they're now on a
I think Airwalks team is still alive.
Anything to keep them in this game.
No matter what language we use speak, you know they're in a rough spot right now. They're going to go for the highlight play. Out goes the gas can. If they can get a couple of tags, maybe they have an opportunity to retreat back into their safe haven. Down to one above, now below the damage threshold. And here it comes.
GG.
Eliminated, gets taken out. Can Lechi hold on?
GG.
He is eliminated and sent out of this game. And that is the end of the ride for Savage, Wolfies, and Lechi.
He just said Savage, not City.
Just could not withstand to the lobby pressure of Max 6.
They tried to cheer it on. It was possible and really good play from Savage. Wolfies and Lechi all day. But now there's still a chance for many other trios to take that top 10 spot. Stormford still raining down onto Artur advising Kubix. Vice going down, not dealing enough damage. I understand why. We're trying to pressure.
But how did he not get knocked?
Zara knows
I was so confused.
this one is the real question.
And also the question is, where is Mana's trio? Are they still on their feet? Where is Shaco's trios? Okay, they're right there. Where are they still on their feet? So many other ones scout as well, as alongside all the way down. Ooh. So many opportunities here. So tough here now as Artur, who was the last remaining people who survived the Storm Surge as well, is still on that brink of getting into the top 10. Not necessarily needing it, considering that they will qualify through series points, but still, this could push out one of those trios that we're looking for in the evening feed as much as possible. So every placement point, every evening matters. Do not turn away from whatever stream you're watching. We're getting into the end game here of Match 6 and the last week of qualifiers.
Artur has to run this as a solo. Dan goes down to Blackie. Another player that needed to survive and make sure he thrives and hit the top 10 this week, one of those 6. He goes down. I'm not sure if his teammates are still alive. First place also up for grabs overall. ADN, Hardfight, and Astro are the leaders currently. And they'll look to try to keep that lead, but there's so many people who are throwing everything, any chance they have to stay in the competition.
Xenorilla is going to have to find the King Kong inside of him to be able to kind of climb the top of the leaderboard. Has the biggest ask to be able to get up there. 50 points and 153 below Storm Surge. No Elam so far in this match. Has been taking the passive route. Now sitting in the cone, waiting to strike, understanding that someone may build over them. So now Xeno's going to have to do this by himself. Now he moves out of this cone. Now it's in full effect. Getting a nice 80 tag. Can Xeno stay up? He does get a knockback there. A huge Elam right there to keep the chances alive for his trio. Can he win? He does pick up Wave Zico in the feed. Now I'm taking a look at anybody else. And look at it. He does have some builds. He does have some opportunities. But he's really low on everything else except AR ammo.
No, he's not low on anything. The fuck you mean? Oh. How? How did he? How? From where?
SC is one person who's still alive. Just picking the few eliminations. Mosh will be the one to stop the dream for
I think these were the kids. Yeah, these were the kids that won first game.
So all these trios who need the call are dropping one by one like flies. They can't do anything to stick around at all. Nikov at low ground makes sure to make some space with Alpha to control that narrative.
Browner always on height, like what?
For Mateos' team, Code goes down as well. So it's all up to Mateos as they solo to try to clutch the top flank wall. Past that, Yasuo, Browner, and Rabbit have heights. No RPG this time, though, it looks like. They'll have to use pressure and cunning mechanics to win the game.
I'm doing my best to find one of our last remaining 6, and that has to be Airwalk's trio. I did see him. Yes, they're right there in front. They're right there in the front. They're alive, and they're looking really good, about 150 HP. They have to survive the pressure from Mata, and it looks like Mateos has been confirmed and out by Thomas HD. So that's why it's over. And Nos is down, so is Thomas. And now the Storm is pushing back forward. This is going to be a nice signature win for Browner. But the story right now to see who is going to make it into the top 10, as a lot of elims are happening, as all the trios are working through old builds, and no doubt shooting their way through a lot of hard matches. Diablo is getting so many elims there on the mid ground. Look at that elim feed light up as Aurora is getting another knock as well. But where is their wall? But I almost thought it was Vitality's Airwax there that picked up a knock, but it's actually Nikov, and Aurora is actually getting so many elims there in the mid ground.
Legend trying to, he gets knocked down.
Solo.
Finally gets stopped by Nikov. That low ground trio still holds true. Somewhere close to high ground though. On second height is Vato, is SD and Airwalks. These guys have avoided all the pressure down on low grounds and are somehow surviving, riding to a free top 10 finish so far by this perfect positioning. I said the passivity might not pay off, that being over-aggressive might be too, it should be the play, and playing passive is too risky, but they've proven.
Stop emoting, it's annoying. You're literally a duo. Doesn't mean you're gonna win, you only have 5 bandages.
They're not getting closer, Rabbit might actually drop down into their box. I'm not sure they have enough points to stay top 10 either.
If they get in the top 3, yes, Vato with that Elam gets into the top 3 and gets some very valuable placement points right then and there. That's gonna put them
Take the bandages, dummy. Give him the bandages.
The team that is kind of doing
Come on, Vato. I think they got time. I think they stole it from Siva.
And the low at the moment. Can the Airwax's trio get in with a huge statement? We mentioned about this entire time. It was the last game performance to get in. Week 1, week 2, it is game 6 where you punch your ticket in, and that's what Etsy, Vato, and Airwax are doing.
They definitely have qualified. Let's go.
Now it's a 2v2 situation. Let's see. A victory royale is
1v2.
still huge, and now it's up to Vato.
Vato.
Solo players sleeping in clutch out against the heal game is the question. Needs to siphon up the Rapid. Is it possible? Rabbit going down does with the siphon is not there for Vato still with
Let's go.
103 points.
Chat, should we check the leaderboard here or should we just wait for Epic to announce?
And we will be seeing that.
But let's check.
What a great showing from one of those great 6 trios who had to put everything on the line today.
And not to take away the victory royale from Browner's trio, who is also on the outside of the top 10, no doubt, got their way into the top 10. They already qualified through the series track, but still, to be able to get in the top 10 in the last qualifiers, what an epic statement to be made. Let's take a look at who took the #1 spot. And that is Blaster, Nikov, and Alpha.
Wow.
What a great trio. 147 points, 1 victory royale.
Wow.
And the average placements of
33 elims.
Inside every game, including Game 6, it's not just about these top 10 qualifiers, but these top teams like Blaster, Nikov, and Alpha.
And Alpha? I bet it's cut off.
Perfect and astronomical game for any normal trio, so seeing these guys win out an entire qualifier, I'm excited to see how they play those semifinals, and I'll call it here, Sancho, I guarantee we see them in those grands.
No doubt, especially a great caliber of players. Nikov is doing so well in that final match, lighting up the Elim feed, doing a lot of work on the low ground. But hey, our work here on the caster's desk is over for the moment.
Yep.
I am Sancho West, and Child, what a great ride. Please stick around here because we have some awesome action here. Let's kick it to Analyst Desk to wrap up the EU region.
Thank you guys so much. Fantastic cast on the day. If you guys aren't following them, you need to do that. They are incredible. Make sure you follow these guys as well. Now, of course, we have our #1 most winningest team of the day. Boys, the question becomes which of these trios did make it into your top 10? We'll take a look in just a moment. But what are your thoughts of the overall competition today in Qualifier 3?
Overall competition has been really tense today. You know, there's those big teams that just need to hit that top 10 qualification slot, and it was very exciting to watch them. And we had some really great off-spawn fights as well. You know, we saw this time, we saw ADM actually lose the fight this time. 5 rounds they've won. This time Red Rush gets that better draw onto the top hole, grabbing that and picking up. And this is the whole reason that this team was in that first place slot, right? ADM, Hardfine, the team was popping off all day, winning every single one of these fights, and in the final game they end up going down. Like
wait.
This is what actually cost them that first place.
Overall, when it comes to today's
Wait, so did Velo gets last?
We knew what it would be. We knew we had high stakes, right? We've had several teams coming into today with the prospect of qualifying upon the condition that they get top 10. Some of them did, some of them didn't. And I think that's the beauty of Fortnite, right?
Why am I man using a default glider?
Skill that goes into it. So many things that sometimes are out of your control, but ultimately we saw some great action. We saw some great off-spawn fights, right? One of the better off-spawn fights we saw today, right? Seeing David Wolfies and actually switching it over to Steamy Stacks. And then as well as some great off-spawn, we saw some great endgames. You see here coming down to the wire, Airwax Vato. Their team made it through. That's going to secure them their spot in the East. Airwax as well, right? Former teammate of Nico is first place today. So it's a once again.
Okay, top 5.
Frenchies, right? So all round great stuff.
Okay. The only team I like. Okay, I told you Astro was placed high. Wait, where did the? Where's iDrop? Where's Sace more Savage?
You know, some really good consistency as well. You know, 2 fourths and the first place overall. Actually, 3 fourths and the first place. So very well played from them overall. You know, and just one of those teams that's going to be there.
They went from 30.
Maybe not like the biggest fraggers, not going to draw multiple 15 elimination wins, but just a really consistent team overall. That's
Wait.
To the start is going to put you up there in that top slot.
Yeah, as you can see here on that next page, we've highlighted them a couple of times. They even picked up a victory out. Shaco, Screenio, and EMX6R. They find themselves in that top 10. Nick Enas, Thomas, iDrop, Tayson, and Mr. Savage. Our picks going back to back here in 7 and 8.
Oh, they went up to 4.
The first time they can get the top 10. We've seen them in multiple weeks.
My man's got
finally been able to get top 10. As we move on to the next page, the people who barely missed out, Reese.
Yeah, and you know, the one name we've kind of harped on, David Wolfies Lecce. Unfortunately, not making that top 10. It's a real shame. We saw them get real focused towards that end game.
Hey, they might get through consistency, but like, I don't know.
Those materials gone. You know, they, after having a rough start, they made the really good calls.
Okay, boys, I'm gonna end the stream here.
So well, winning every single one of those out of 4. But after that, you know,
if you guys enjoyed the stream, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and I will see you.